Oh, what's up, Jake? What's up, Hollow? How's it going? Bit scattered. Give me a second. I'm having dinner. Nice. Very, very nice. Yay. I guess I need to open my DMs. Trying to figure out this other server as well. And they seem cool, and they all seem like they want to learn. So, nice. Did Cat getting a skin before Fox? Oh yeah, because Fox got one and Cat already has two. Well, I really hope the Hulk looks better in the game. So, other server, yeah. So Okami sent me a server a while back, where they host like events and stuff for Marvel Rivals, and I was confused by it at first, but I figured I'd just like reach out, and now I'm trying to do stuff. So, what's up, Libra? What's up, Firelord? Yeah, I can actually just invite you, I think. Up and see what's going on. The way the server's laid out is a little confusing, but it's mostly for like events and things like that. But Okami does stuff in there. I'm gonna shut up about the skin for now. Yeah, we'll see. You never know. On release day, skins change and whatever. I hope you guys are doing all right. Today is what? Today's Wednesday. A good Wednesday. We're gonna go do a Emma VOD. Emma and Penny. We're gonna try to get through 3 or 4 VODs today. Hopefully. This is Sugar Honkers. And then we get to do Fire Lords. Yeah, dude, I love C18 music. Then we get to do Fire Lords. Then we do Hards, Star Lord. Then we do Mag, Venom, Celestial 1. And then I think there's one more that's going to be coming in, but maybe we'll get to that one. We'll see. And then I do want to do Am I the Problem? For sure. That's kind of the plan. We're at the end of the season. Got to get through as many as possible. Let me take another sip of my milk. Hey, what's up, boo? Yeah, I think he's the one who runs that server, I believe. So I was messaging him this morning. I reached out to like put myself out on his server as a coach as well. Does anybody know how to open DMs? Discord. Because apparently mine is like friends only, so somebody has to send me a friend request. And they do things through DMs, so. In settings. So I'm in my account settings. Privacy policy? Okay. See privacy? No, that's activity. Around here. Notifications, maybe? Well, that doesn't make sense. I am excited for the dino. I think it's going to be fun. Social, maybe? No. Yo, what's up, Omen? Oh, that's a good idea. DM? Filter. Oh, do not filter. Direct messages. So, Boo, if you want to do stamina, I have heard of one thing. That was, you do... It's like the weighted mile or something. You carry a weight and you walk a mile, and the weight has to be like a certain percentage of your body weight, and then you work up with the body weight, and you just walk. So, like, a lot of people do, like, kettlebell. You just walk with a kettlebell. And, like, that gets your endurance up, like, so crazy. Just walking with weights. Apparently, it's really good. Weighted mile sounds like Grandma Z training. Yeah, it does. So I actually made myself a chainmail vest when I was younger. Like you like bend the rings and you weave it together. And so now a lot of the times if I like want to do a weighted vest, I just put on my chainmail. Is that stupid? I don't know. It works. It's like 25 pounds or something. I'll have to wear it on stream someday. Yeah, the sound. Dude, they're actually so awesome. All right. Ready? Where is... Here it is. Quests. We have it open. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Do we have any guess the ranks for later? I think we're caught up on guess the rank. And we're at the end of the season, so I want to try to like blaze through everything that we have, because we have today, which is Wednesday, and we have tomorrow. And then after that, on Friday, all of the VODs get nuked, so see. Oh, never skip legs. Friends don't let friends skip leg day. What I did in high school to be able to run marathons is I run 1 mile, then sprint a quarter mile, then run a mile, and just keep cycling those. Yeah, that works too. Luckily, I've always been naturally like talented at endurance. I can just run forever. It's very strange. Didn't make good use of it though. I played a sport that was very like sprint heavy, which is not in my favor. Viking's also amazing. You gotta hit GM like today. Yeah, you do, Libra. Get to grinding. Just be in a good mood and take breaks. Ah, dang it. All right, hello. My goal is to run a marathon. I'd like to try that. The only thing I've actually run where I entered an event instead of just like running by the river or whatever, was a 5K. And like I ran it with my friend, and she was like, "Yeah, I've been like training for it," and I don't know, it was fine, I guess. You said, I love the new Battle Pass skins. I think I saw some of them. I think I liked it. I think. But I'm going to hold off until I see it in-game. You never know. Yo, what's up, Caesar? I hate running, but I've also torn ligaments in my ankles. Yeah, so that's how I feel about lifting. I destroyed my back when I was lifting. And so it's bad. It's bad. So I try not to lift weights anymore. I just do stuff around the house and try to do more endurance-based stuff. You know, try to always be, I don't know. When you work on a house, I guess, you kind of stay in shape. Iron Man before 50. I'd like to do an Iron Man. Okay, so this is console. Also a little fridge safe person. I had my first exam today. I hope that went well. Welcome back, Flat Sun. Hope you're doing well. Yes, so shoes are really important. I actually just buy insoles, or I used to. I bought some insoles that are like, what, they're orthopedic insoles, and then you can take out whatever is in the bottom of your shoe and then put on those. I love lifting. I got in the 1,000-pound club between bench, squat, deadlift. That's awesome. I always wanted to get into the 1,000-pound club, but I was nowhere near it, especially because I destroyed my back. So when I was a sophomore, I weighed 125 pounds. I was tiny, and I was squatting 225 pounds. So I went all the way down, and I really wanted it. I was maxing, right? So I really wanted it. And so I tried doing it, right? So I go all the way down, and I'm like this, and then I try to stand up, and instead I push with all my might, and then my legs straighten like this. And then like a dumbass, instead of just like dropping it and letting it go, I did this, which is the worst thing you can possibly do. If you're ever squatting, do not do this, okay? I went like this, and then I stood up. Like with my legs fully straightened, I maxed everything on the lower part of my back. And from that day, both my legs went numb for several months. I had to go do physical therapy. I got like a bone scan. Like, it was really bad, and so I still have to be really careful. Like, it was bad. So yeah, I don't really do too much stuff like that anymore. I'm so happy you're not paralyzed. Yeah, me too. So yeah, don't do that. Oh, so somebody said something about guess the rank. Let me scroll up. My friend wanted to send a guess the rank since you enjoyed watching last time, but I can't since the form is closed. We can open it up a little bit. Have like 1 or 2. I think is fine. I think we can get through it, but just let them know there's a chance I might not get to it because we'll be out of time. Honestly, Pika, good for his parents. Like, there's some bad stuff out there. The kids can get into a lot of stuff. So. Yeah. I did. I literally took a whole body lift and turned it into an isolation lift. It's so bad. Like the limit test of my life. I was crazy. Oh, my Lanta? I do not want to see that. I too am happy Ghost not paralyzed. Oh boy. No worries. 15 turning 16. Yeah. I finished my 10 ranked games. Yo, how'd it go, Tacky? Lanta, I mean. So I think Lanta was actually like some type of medication, and it was like a thing. So instead of saying "oh my god," it's "oh my Lanta." One of my friends in high school on the baseball team, he always said it, and I was like, "Oh, hey, that's actually cool. I don't know, I like it." So I've just said it ever since. What's up, Mord? How's it going? The barbell bounce? Good lord. I don't like that. Like that at all. Locking in, but I'll be here lurking. Good luck, boo. Good form and everything like that. Because I know too much about the internet, my kid would be lucky to have... Exactly, Omen. Yeah. So, I do have a child. And that child is young. And she has never watched, like, more than 30 minutes of screens, and we keep it like very strict, and because of that she can read and nobody else in her class can read, and like she's way more sentient and can hold conversations for longer, and like, yeah, She has played Super Smash Brothers Melee though. And she has played Super Mario Sunshine, but it's like very rare, and it's like for this specific period of time, all that stuff. So it's tough. So if any of you are looking to have a kid, I would highly recommend it, but it's really, really, really tough. Like when she was in the high chair, right? So she had the high chair, and you have like a little table, right? And then you have like a backrest, just like a regular chair. We took some like Amazon packages, and then we taped it to the back of the chair. We taped it up to where there was just like this blinder behind her, so she could sit and look at us while she was eating, and we could watch the TV. So she, like, even if she turned all the way around, she still couldn't see the TV. I've seen a video on that recently. It's terrifying how many children can't read. Yeah, it's terrifying for how many adults can't read either. It's bad. It'll probably get tough when she gets FOMO from kids at school. Yeah, we're already experiencing it. Like, she's come home and she's been like, yeah, the other kids are watching Stranger Things. And we're like, bro, like, what? You're in elementary school. Why are other kids like drinking coffee and watching Stranger Things? That's insanity. It's I don't know, man. My boyfriend is a teacher. He has a little girl in his classroom that is illiterate, like, by definition. It's bad. Oh, I trained to squat heavies. I was set up the stops where the bottom of my squat was where I'd start to squat from. Put the lift into parts. Oh, that's interesting. So you just, like, start at the bottom and did, like, a little bit. Elementary, I think in Europe, it's called, like, primary school. I feel like I just dodged it. I had a flip phone, a Game Boy, a dial-up that took half an hour. Yeah, I did too, Caesar. That's like exactly where I was. I didn't get a phone until I was 15, and by that time, smartphones were just starting to come out, but my phone was like a slide phone, and it could just text and talk, and like that was it. We have some kids drinking coffee in elementary too. It's so bad for you. When I was a kid, I played GTA Vice City and God of War. It's not that weird. I did play... What did I play when I was a kid? I played Roller Coaster Tycoon. I played some Lord of the Rings games. What's up, Churro? They used to hold kids back for that reason. Thank you, Bush, for No Kids Left Behind. So now, instead of that kid actually learning and then growing on, now they don't learn and they still move on. So... There's also a lot of kids with mental disabilities. Yeah, it's a lot. To be fair, it was 1 or 2 in my class, and they did not turn out well at all. Yeah. 3-year-old espresso. Oh, jeez. But I've also been drilled internet safety for my entire life, nonstop. That's good. That's good. Like, me, I got a laptop when I was in, like, late middle school. And then I was just trying to, like, mod Minecraft. Like, that's what my special interest was. I'm so glad there's other parents think like me, because I genuinely think that phones and internet are as bad as drugs. They legit are. They legit are. And, like, because I had that experience of, like, being a kid, being super addicted to, like, modding Minecraft and doing something, it was just, like, that's all. I knew what was out there. And so it was like, yeah, no screens. We're not doing it. Kid wants it. Yeah, I mean, dude, one of the best things that you can do for a kid is to actually tell them no and have very firm boundaries. But when you tell them no, you just tell them, hey, no, because of this, right? Like, no, you can't have this. This is an adult drink. It messes with your head. And, like, as long as you're consistent and you're not mean about it, you're just like, no, like, you can't because this is bad for you. As long as you're consistent and you answer the whys and you tell them no, like, regardless, they get over it after a week. And then you build that relationship with the kid where they're like, because then they'll ask you about other things. They'll be like, hey, can I have this candy? And I'm like, well, not really right now because candy's not good for you. But if you finish all your food and you clean well, you can have a little bit of candy at the end of the night. And then they build up to it. And then you build a relationship and it's like, yeah, my mom grew up saying because I said so and it doesn't work. Yeah, my mom did that sometimes as well. And it like, yeah, exactly. Music people in my school play hurts me with how sexual it is. Yeah, it's so bad. I learned fluency in English from YouTube, anime, and fan fiction. True, true. I won't be able to keep them away from screens when I have kids. I'll understand. Yeah, don't give in to that. They're just bad parents and they're lazy. It's difficult. I'm gonna tell you something. It is difficult. Like, for so many years, for like 3 years, we would take her to the store, and it was like so much easier if we just gave her the phone, gave her the iPad, or anything like that. But if you don't do it and you stick with it, and then you put in the effort early, it's way easier later on. The only true way to learn. I don't have kids, so I'm no authority, but it does seem important these days to really restrict and control screen access. Yeah. The other problem is kids now use screens in schools. So I'm terrified of having children because how the hell do you even navigate this tech stuff? So being that you're on Twitch and you play video games, you are worlds ahead of being able to navigate over any other parent already. So I would say don't worry about it too much and like just keep the simple things in your head. Like stay strong, stick to what you believe, and then have a partner who also believes in the same thing. Because like if I said no screens, but my wife was like tired and she didn't really care as much and then gave them screens anyway, now it's going to be a fight. But if you're both on the same page, like it helps so much. In school, they give laptops. Yeah, same here. My brother became very stubborn and getting smart enough to learn that my mom had no actional rationale. Yeah. Taking the effort. Yeah. I'm not expecting it to be easy, but if you truly believe them as bad as drugs, I agree. No Discord until you're 20. That's probably not too much. So one of the important things is like, as kids, you're not like no screens ever. You have to explain to them. Screens are bad because of this reason. However, we can do limited access in this way because I know this show is good and me and you can watch it together for a little bit of time, right? So then you give them a little bit of access. And then each time you increase it a little bit and you work together, right? So that's why one of my best things is I have an old CRT TV. I can take a picture and send it in the Discord at some point. But an old CRT TV, and I have a Wii that's hacked, and it doesn't have internet access, but I can put whatever video games I wanted on there, right? And so I put on like Melee, and I put on that, and I'm like, okay, you can play with that for a little bit, right? Yes, because you play Melee. Exactly. But then she gets some experience with games. She gets some experience with screens, but it's not just open internet, right? And then eventually we're going to build her a little PC that's not going to be connected to the internet. And then I can load like Minecraft on there and she can play single player Minecraft or something like that. Like, so then we can real control it. And then she still has access to some things, right? And then sometimes maybe we'll plug in the internet and then me and her can play Fortnite or whatever, right? Eventually. But like that way, when she hits, middle school, she is used to the internet. She has access to it in some way, shape, or form. So she's not just being completely left out, but it's limited, right? So you like build it on. I low-key think I have HD and my high school teachers think I do. So there was recently a study that showed that going without internet access for it was either 10 days or 2 weeks removes the majority of ADHD symptoms. So keep that in mind. Iceman, I think I saw Iceman here. What's up, Iceman? How's it going? I think. I grew up watching Gold Rush, show about machines explaining how they work. I watched Gold Rush when I was older, and then I watched Modern Marvels, How It's Made, Mythbusters, all of those things, which was nice. Can you train her on Rivals? How to be a pro teams? Start them young? Maybe. Maybe. Can't confirm. Internet is cocaine. Yeah, definitely. So a way easier way to control internet access is build a pfSense router. Is that those like modular routers that you can build yourself? I heard those are illegals in, I think, like California and some other states. But I definitely want to do that. That is something I need to look into. I want to build my own server. I want to build my own router. I want to build a like box for the TV because I hate that when you turn on the TV, it has ads immediately. And it's like, dude, I just want to get to my content. Stuff like that is just bonkers. A song some girls in my place right now. Yeah, it's rough. ADHD is all about seeking that dopamine hit. So when people are reducing their Yeah, like, because you can retrain your brain to get rewarded with slow dopamine, or I forget the exact technical terms, but yes, it's definitely a thing. It's like being a world-class musician or chess master, being a Hulk player, because they'll be lucky to get my old PSP. So my brother had a PSP that was half broken that I got to play a little bit, and it was all cool. I legit feel like the internet for us is what cigarettes were for my parents. Definitely. My kindergarten teacher tried to get me diagnosed with ADHD, so I just ignored her. Good stuff. One of the worst things that we're seeing now is like half the kids are on legal meth, which is like not helping. pfSense is the easiest one to set up. You can build one or they sell them. That's awesome. I need to do that. Once I get a job, which I'm going to need to do a stream update here in like 2 weeks, probably. A week or two. We'll see. Unless it's comics or me reading stuff. I'm not reading much. Yeah. I have been seeing studies starting meds younger kind of reprograms the brain. Absolutely. It definitely does. But my parents exposed me to a lot of good media early, so I could kind of read newspapers by kindergarten and was bored out of my mind. Yeah, that's how I was. I was just like bored all throughout school. It was bad. I think internet addiction in younger kids does mimic ADHD. Definitely. Stay away from TikTok if you can. But also high stimulation kids shows... Yeah. We also have to agree to disagree, but ADHD meds are not meth. They're not technically meth, but they're close enough. We have no idea what long-term effects ADHD are meds because they don't have them for that long. Yeah, I'm very much against giving kids medicine that can alter their brains, you know? Like, your brain isn't fully formed. Parts of your brain aren't fully formed until you're like 30. Right? And like other parts aren't fully formed until you're like 20. So I don't know. School is very boring for me. I find that's the case for most people who are into competitive video games. You're as close to meth as water is to Coke. Maybe you're more educated about it than I am, but I do know that giving a stimulant for that can technically work, but it can have a lot of other consequences. My own parents were constantly, I'm going to chain smoke in front of you constantly, but don't make this big. I did. Yeah, that's tough. That am I cooked? Not necessarily, but it does change your brain. I wonder how Gen Alpha would grow up. I don't know. But we do our best. So welcome to the stream. That was fun. They largely won't. Welcome to the future. So the problem with ADHD meds, they're being given to people that don't have ADHD. Definitely. Like, bro, when I was a kid, like, you want me to sit for 8 hours and do nothing? What? I also have a reading program throughout elementary school where the difficulty of books were ranked by colored stickers, and the teacher would flat out refuse to let me read anything more than the 2 colors above. That's so dumb. That's so dumb. That's just dumb. Let Kitro read. Yeah, exactly. I always read above as well. And then, like, I had an older brother, so I was trying to read the books that he was reading. You know? It's like what you do. Yeah, that too. My mom had a little library for me at home. My mom was good about that too. And then we had a library we would go to pretty often. Hey, libraries. You know, actually, I'm taking my daughter to the same library. I guess they redid the building, but the same lady is there. Like, there's a lady with like really fuzzy hair that's like huge and like in a really special way. And I remember walking in with my kid and seeing that lady, and then I was just like ratatouille'd back to me being a kid and that lady reading books. Read the dictionary as a punishment? My wife read the dictionary for fun. I opened Harry Potter as a kid and that looks so advanced, and then you just get used to it. I remember trying to read the 5th book and being like, yeah, there's so many pages. It's so huge. It's like 500 pages. The rage tempered me. Yeah, get it out early. All right, who's ready for a VOD review? We got Sugar. VOD review, Emma. Pick a song. Actually, wait, I gotta move the videos. 500 pages is too few to me. I don't really read too many books anymore. I try to listen to stuff now because I'm always like doing something. That's kind of how it goes when you're a parent, you know? Like, oh, I have to drive for whatever reason. Let me put on a podcast or a book or whatever. Now I just read like economics books and history and stuff. This is stupid, but whatever. It's fun. Yeah, it's in there. So the music is in there, and then it's random, which is how I like it. We'll see. We'll skip a few and see if one comes up. I don't usually start with those because they start really slow, now that I think about it. The way schools work needs to change drastically, but before tax money, I guess... Yeah, definitely. Also, at the same time, just dumping money at the problem doesn't always equate to better outcomes. Because if you look at the US spends more per student than any other country. They spend tons and tons and tons, but they have the worst results. So, like, it's about how the money is spent as well. Because, like, it's such a duality. You talk to teachers and they're like, yeah, we have no money, we have no budgets. And then you look at how much money is being spent per kid, and it's like, where's all the money going? It's crazy. All right. Here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We have another VOD review today. This is going to be Emma. This is Plat 3 console. They say long-time lurker, first-time poster. Nice. Really want tips to move forward, as I've kind of been hovering around my current rank for a while. Played Emma and Penny in this match. Generally, want to improve my gameplay to move forward as per listed above. Tips on positioning, target priority, and especially tank, push, and pull. Great. Sounds good. Yeah. Let's get to it. All right. I already really dislike this. So, the first thing to note, when you're playing pretty much any character, what I want you to think of is like how to get the maximum value per ability, right? So you have your shield, you have your crystal, you have your diamond form, you have your ult, and you have your primary fire, right? So if we take this slow, you throw up your shield here. What's really the purpose? I mean, if this was an Iron Man, I could see you block a little bit. If this is a torch, it's not really going to do much. Ultron, it's really not going to do anything. So this shield, not really useful where it is. Right here we have a Thing charging at us. Thing is one of the, like, worst tanks you can grab in diamond form because it doesn't really do anything. He's not in danger of dying. You can't kick him into the wall and displace him. You can't really move him. You don't do enough damage to him to really do much, right? So we've already used 2 of our abilities and not really gotten any value out of it. And so now we lost like half our health. You see it's gone up a little bit. Now we have a 15-second cooldown in diamond form. So that's 15 seconds that we can't use our diamond form. So in case something shows up and we need it, we don't have it. And then our shield is already more than half broken. And now it's completely gone, right? So now we have completely lost our ability to walk forward at all, okay? So the better thing to do here, the better idea is you want to work from cover to cover, okay? So if we zoom out up here, and we go look, bring up my beautiful coloring markers. Bro, what is going on? Hello? What is going on? Replay viewer, please. I'm sorry. Okay, my thing's not working. Give me a second. There we go. I think it updated or something. Hello? Hotkeys. Oh, that's why. I'm pressing the wrong button. Okay, sorry for that. All right, here we go. Okay, it's still not working. I'm gonna lose my damn mind. I'm gonna lose it, guys. Control Alt X. Okay, Control Alt X. There we go. We did it. Okay, so we have cover, right? So this is a wall. This is cover. We have cover here. We have cover here, and we have cover here, right? So your goal is to get to these covers, right? And you play it like Frogger. Okay, so you want to bounce to here. Let's use green. You get to here, and then you get to this one, and then you use this one to get to the cover of the payload, and then you use this one to get here, and then you move forward to the next one, and you just go from corner to corner, right? And you think of, have a good one, Taki. You think of your abilities as ways to accomplish this, right? So the better thing to do, now that I have my cover drawn, is you start here, and it's like, okay, if I want to get all the way over to this cover, I'll probably die before I get there. So that's where one of my abilities comes in, right? So I can go to here. I could throw up my shield maybe about here as a little makeshift wall. And then I cross. Now I bring my shield back because it's served its purpose. I made it here. Now I can do damage safely, right? I can start doing damage. I can even move forward if the option allows me. Now my supports can see me. I can do damage. I have plenty of cover. That's the idea, right? That said, we waste it all. All right. So I do want to say, like, make sure you read chat. I'll read this part because I think it's great. So over here, Churro said, I usually handle the thing in a more traditional manner. Crystal him, farm him, and then drop shield behind him. Absolutely. That is a great thing to do. You do want to do it from behind cover, ideally. But yeah, that's how you handle thing. And now he's dead. Keep it up. Yeah, not a great use of shield. Like, just taking the health damage is fine. Oh, almost. All right. So the mistake we made here was we're not really playing to Emma's strengths. Okay, so the things that Emma does well is she does a ton of damage and she can displace people, right? Those are the two things that Emma like does better than anybody, right? So right here, your goal at any time with Emma is to get this number to be at 100. So let's just jump over to the practice range real quick. And then while we're here, I know you're a long-time lurker, but just in case anybody hasn't seen this yet, we will jump to the practice range so I can show you the best way to practice this. So let's go with, we'll start with Angela. So if you go into the practice range, you can either take the blue portal here or jump on down. Right here. And this is the settings that I usually do. I usually do Luna. You can also do Mantis. If that's a little too hard, you can change it to somebody who's a little bit slower. Like, I don't know, Cloak. Cloak would be fine. And then you set it to this. Random, short range. Make sure this is checked so they actually move around. Super fast. I usually do 3 of them so you can switch. 2 minutes, right? Now, let's go to Emma. And then you start it up, right? So if you do this before every time you play ranked for the day, you'll get a lot more consistent just over time. It'll help a ton. And the goal, again, of Emma is to get to 100 charge and keep 100 charge, okay? So as long as you're doing damage, it's going to keep going up. Once it hits 100, you kill so much faster. It's actually insane. Like, the amount of damage Emma does at 100 charge and she's hitting her crystals is just, it's ridiculous. So that's your goal. Now, if you don't do damage for a couple seconds, now it ticks down. And then now it stays still, right? So Emma's whole gimmick is just keeping that number as high as possible. So you want to do that by getting to cover close enough to where you can do damage. And then if you need to stop taking damage, you back behind cover. peek out, do a little bit of damage, reload, peek out, do a little bit of damage, reload. Okay, now it's time to go. And then you go in and actually get kills, right? And then all of your abilities should be used towards that. Another thing of note that maybe you don't know is crystal form actually keeps your current charge. So you see how it's going to start ticking down. Now when I go in crystal, you stay at 66. So that can be nice to know. To that end as well, you know how you grabbed the thing and it didn't really do anything? He was still at full health. If you instead, you get your charge to 100 and then you grab the thing, right? So if you're at, here, we'll go up top for this actually. If I can really show you just how massive Emma's damage is at 100. Excuse me, I keep burping. Bring out thing, right? Emma. All right, so this is how much damage she does at 0, right? It takes a while. I had to reload before he was dead, right? So now that I'm at 100, it does significantly more damage. He died before I even had to reload. It's a lot. Now you throw in the crystal, and now all of a sudden, he's dead before I'm even halfway through my ammo. Like, it's insane. So you do this damage, you get a crystal, right? You're doing a ton of damage. Then you can cut him off. And then now that I'm doing damage, I can get him low and then go back and I'm still at 100 damage. Okay, so try to keep that in mind when you play Emma. Keep it at 100 charge as much as possible. To that end, Caesar's definitely saying some good stuff in chat where that is not your code. First VOD of the day. I'm sorry, this is a bit unprofessional. Oh boy. But yeah, Caesar's saying some good stuff in chat. You definitely want to use the crystal on cooldown as much as possible. It's a fantastic cooldown. It gives you a ton of charge, a ton of damage. So here, this is a really bad use of Diamond Form. If you were here and you had full charge and you had full health and then you throw up the shield here, then you go in Diamond Form, now you have a chance to actually just kick the Thor or the Loki like into the pit and they die instantly, right? This is the displacement that we talked about. But since we don't really have a plan, maybe we fat finger Diamond Form. It doesn't really do much. Wait, is this too far? I think this might be too far. Could we die? We died right here. Yeah, here we go in Diamond Form and it doesn't really do anything. Now we don't have it when we need it for the damage reduction, for displacement, for movement, anything like that, right? I like the idea. I know you're trying to get the kill. That would be nice if you get it, but we can't risk our own livelihood in order to just get a kill. So one of the great things about Loki as Emma is these are just batteries. Loki and Thing and Thor, all three of these characters just charge Emma like crazy. So just use them. Literally just stand here at the corner and shoot this. Oh, the Thing's charging in. Stand here at the corner, right? I still have cover. Nobody over here can shoot me. And just shoot the Thing. Get him to 100 charge. Once you get 100 charge, then you burn squishies. That's the goal. Make sure we put our shield away. It's F on PC. I think you click the stick on there. Do it. Oh. All right. Fair enough. So here's a perfect case of like the value that you could have gotten, right? So we use Diamond Form. We're not really in danger of dying. There's no CC. So if you don't know what CC is, it's like crowd control. It's somebody's trying to move you, right? So Thor is not pushing us. Wolverine's not picking us up. Bucky's not hooking us. Elsa's not using her ult on us. Strange isn't using his ult, right? So we're not in danger of being CC'd. We're not in danger of dying. We aren't displacing anybody off the map. So this is not really a good use of Diamond Form. And then we do end up getting a kill, but I would argue you can get this kill anyway with just your charge because she's already low and out of position. Now we don't have Diamond Form for 15 seconds. And here comes a cloak ult, right? So cloak ult has multiple things where it would be kind of nice to use Diamond Form. You're going to take a lot of damage. These people are going to move in and probably do some damage. But there's actually a playmaking opportunity here. Right here. You can, if you position yourself correctly, you could stand here. She ends up here. You kick the cloak out of her ult, right? So if she's not here, she's not healing. Then you grab her. You grab her with, you know, the E. What is it in? You grab her with your Diamond Form. You choke slam her here, and then you kick her into the wall, and then you can actually kill the cloak while she's ulting. And that value is just massive. So look for trying to get the most value out of your abilities.
Ultron will pay for what he has done to Abrocco.
Oh, yeah. Kill the Loki. Nice. Nice job. Okay, now the Loki's dead. Try to burn Squishy since you're at 100. There's a blade over there. All right. How do we want to go about this? Our sense feels slightly off. So that is something to work on. Sensitivity is one of the most subjective things, so I don't tend to talk about it too much. A couple rules that you do want to follow is, one, you need to be able to track somebody at medium to long range. So if your sensitivity is too high and somebody's like jumping around, you can't like follow them, right? If it's too low though, and somebody's close to you, like over here, right here, right? Like if Thor moves half an inch, he goes from being right in front of me to all the way around. So I have to turn all the way around to actually turn him. So you need to be able to do both. I would look up a guide. I personally, again, I play on PC. I don't know too much about sensitivity. So I'd look up a guide and narrow it down. It's subjective, so find whatever works for you. You can also do that in the practice range while you're shooting at the Lunas that we talked about earlier. That is going to be key. If you're not able to track with Emma, you're not going to get the value. Definitely listen. I think Hollow, Libra, and a few others on our server are all on console, so they get it pretty well. So Emma's ult is also one of the most difficult ults to explain on how you get value. One of the easiest ways you can get value with Emma ult is to think of it as like a denial ability, right? So if let's say Torch, right? Torch is in your game. If he is ulting and you ult him, he will get a lot less value out of his ult. He'll be doing damage, right? He'll be taking damage. He won't be able to do his damage. He'll be floating around. He'll be easy to kill. Same thing for like Star-Lord, Star-Lord, Torch. There's a few others, like maybe even Captain America while he's ulting. Sometimes Scarlet Witch, something like that. So that's the easiest way I would think about it, but you can also just use it as a momentum ult to slow people down. I wouldn't recommend just using it to try to kill Blade. I don't think that's really going to help too much. Oh. So this is not good. Remember what we talked about at the first thing, right? You want to look at your points of cover and work from there. So here, look at what you're doing. If we... Oh, good lord. Pressing all the wrong buttons. We have cover here. We have cover here. We have cover here in this odd shape. There's a tiny bit of cover there, right? So you want to be standing next to one of these as often as you possibly can. You work here and then shoot at what's available, right? Work to here and then shoot at what's available. But you are as far from cover as you could possibly be, right? We're not close to this one, or that one. And so we're taking maximum damage from everybody. And then we just like walk right down the middle. And that's why we get killed. So be careful with that. Work from cover to cover, corner to corner. And that's how it works. You can even use the payload as a kind of moving wall, right? Oh, hello, Pika.
I was fine, but thanks.
Down to 30 seconds. Your powers are mine.
Oh, kill him. Nice. Oh, get her. Oh. So this is a good example of a good use of diamond form, right? So here, you're using the displacement ability of Emma's diamond form. Because if you kicked her this way, usually what you want to do is you want to kick first, then grab if you're going to use the displacement here. And what you're doing is you're keeping her out of the supportal. So I actually like this. A little bit bad on the execution, but great idea. Our shield has 400 HP. Corners have infinite HP. Corners are our best friends, and they heal us more than our supports ever could. Absolutely. Oh, good. Okay. Pico, we're gonna turn this. Just type in chat, Pika. not here. Appreciate you though. All right. Flat 3. Yes. Corner heals by letting you take less damage. Oh Lord. Oh my. So another thing to keep in mind, good habit, is just whenever you're going to use your shield, you use it for a specific purpose, right? I bring out my shield in order to get me to the next corner. I bring out my shield because this person's low and I want to cut off healings to them. And then the second that purpose is gone, right? I put up my shield to get to the next corner. I'm at the next corner. I put the shield away. Right? It's a really good habit to keep in mind. That would be a great use for diamond form, right? So that's a form of CC that we can just cancel out. And that's just reaction time, as well as ult tracking. Started bad habit jumping before thing ult. That's so bad. I used to do that in Overwatch, so thankfully I cut it out. But I actually really like this ult. This is a great use of ult. You guys have a little bit of momentum, and you just shut the enemy team down. You force out the enemy invis ult. Now you have a Scarlet Witch ult going. Great use of diamond form as well. Okay, now they have some stuff. Oh, nice. Good target priority. No use, no reason to put out the shield here, but that's okay. And now we lost the fight, so it's time to die or get out. So just stay here and die. Nice. Not bad.
This queen's reign isn't over.
So yeah, this would be a good time to TP. It doesn't matter what role you're playing. Whenever there's, 20 seconds left, especially if you're playing a slow character like this, just swap to Strange. And then if you're playing like support and you swap to Strange, just like jump out and be like, yo, I'm portaling, somebody swap to support, something like that. But yeah, this is probably a good idea. I mean, you might be able to make it there, but always keep in mind that like a Strange portal does a ton. I think you guys can keep it. I mean, you do have a cap, so. Probably first to, if you're a support with support ult, if you're the first to die, then it's better to touch without a support ult than not touch and die with the support ult. All right, so there we go. One thing I'll say is, like, moving forward, how do you learn these things, right? So while we're on the topic of Emma, right? We went over a lot of really Emma-specific details of each one of these things. The main thing I want you to keep in mind is I want you to play the next couple of games, whether they're quick play or comp. I want you to pick one of these abilities, whether it's shield, crystal, diamond form, primary fire, or ult, right? I'll give you a list of like each one of the things that you need to pay attention to. And then you play a few matches and you only pay attention to that one ability. And you just think like, how can I get the most value out of my shield? Most value out of my shield. And then do that over and over. And you play like 5 games in a row where you're just thinking about that shield and getting the value out of it, right? Then you move on to the next one. That is going to be the best way for your brain to learn. Not only learn the idea, right? You'll gain the knowledge of like, oh, if I throw up shield, that can do this, then I put it back, right? But you're also gaining the muscle memory as well. You're moving it from knowledge to muscle memory to where you're in mid-game, you'll do it automatically. You throw out the shield, my shield is done with a purpose. It's going to immediately go away because you've trained your brain to do that. And the best way to do that, again, is just focus on one at a time. So start with the shield, then do the crystal, then do the diamond form, then do your primary fire, or, you know, in any order you want, right? Primary fire first, maybe, then shield, then crystal, then diamond form, then ult. That's going to be the best way to, like, learn a character and really get it down. So, yeah. And then at the end, I'll go through, like, each of the abilities. So, let's check out our Penny setup. I like the nest here. I think there's probably some like micro thing where you can push it forward a little bit. Not bad. We have some mines here. That's good. Push against the wall. Okay, that's what I figured. So Penny is probably the best example of like how a tank defends space. So the idea of space is any area that your team can walk through and they won't take damage or like be opposed, right? So over here, this is very solidly your team space. If you're walking over here, your team's going to be fine, right? Same with this. This is your team space. Over here, this is contested, and then this is green team space, okay? The idea of a tank is you're going to occupy that space, and you're not going to let anybody else occupy that space, because if they do, you will kill them, okay? So the easiest example of this is just Penny, because if you walk into a Penny nest area, you're going to explode by the mines, right? So your job is to hold this and make sure anybody who walks in here dies. That's your job. Here we go. Perfect. You're doing it great. Now Thor walks into it. I would keep focusing on the thing if possible to like secure it off. But either way, you're doing this perfect. You're pushing people back. That's exactly what you want. Now they're on the back foot, and now you push in. Oh, go kill the Loki. Okay, we did lose a support though, which is not good. Okay. Yep, keep putting mines down. This is fine.
No worries. I've got your back.
Get that vehicle moving again. I'm counting on you, friends. This is gonna hurt.
I love this. He walks into your space, you kill him. Great, great, great. Here we do need to work on our accuracy though. Oh, nice. Okay, got out. This is plat 3 on console. So. Okay, now they have destroyed our nests. We're down somebody, I believe, right? So Scarlet Witch died. So now we do have to back up. I completely agree with this. Ooh. I wouldn't even mind ulting there, honestly, in order to keep the space. But like, yeah, right here, I think your best option is to ult. Penny ult is one of the worst ults in the game, sadly, but it does keep you alive. So you could run around here. The problem with this is actually over here. So here, your nest is broken. The Psylocke gets away, right? So now we've lost our ability to hold this space. We can no longer do it. So ideally, you actually want to retreat up to here. Here is going to keep your team together, but down here is your team gets split very easily. So Invis goes up here. Cloak actually ends up here, right? This, you're going to have more cover. And because we make that mistake, we stay on low ground. Now we don't have access to our healing resources with our team. And then Invis tries to help us, but she's bad, so she doesn't know how. And then we not only get ourselves killed, we also get Invis killed. So you want to... On every map, there's like the place to go, right? So on this map, you start... Oh, wait, here. This is a better way to say this, okay? So you have your preferred corners, right? This is great for Penny, for like Emma or most other tanks. We want to use these corners, okay? So this is like number 1. Okay, number 1, then you retreat to number 2, then you retreat to number 3, and then there's another one over here, which is this long one. And then you retreat to number 4. This is how I want you to think about like every map in the game. You start at the primary corner, then you move to the secondary, third, fourth, when you have to. And then if there's an advantage, like say you moved back to number 2, but then they pushed too far and like, I don't know, let's say one of their supports died and one of yours didn't. Now we can take our advantage and then we move back up to here and then back up to our preferred corner. Or our support died, so now we move back even further, right? This is the idea. You move from corner to corner. So on this part of the map, you go from here to here to here. Okay? Stay on the high ground. While people are walking back, on this part of the map, when you get to here, you can either stay here, or if you have a fight, you can all jump down and fight on this corner to this corner. This one's kind of confusing because it's so open, right? Over here, you start the fight on this corner, then move to this corner, and then if you really get pushed back, you can use this one and these 2 corners in the hallway, okay? You go from corner to corner to corner. If we have momentum, we move up 1. If we don't, we move back 1. And that's how Taken works.
You're halfway there. Keep going. Mine's in place.
Oh, nice stun. Yeah, so she's CC immune. One of the parts of playing both Emma and Penny, because you have a stun that is really powerful, specifically Penny because it's on a 4-second cooldown, is knowing what enemies are CC immune and when. So Punisher ult is CC immune, Storm ult, Emma ult, Thor ult. All of those ults are CC immune once they're in it. Yeah, good luck, Firelord. This is Penny ult. Penny ult's just so bad. They need to rework it. I actually don't mind those mines. It's the worst. Also, just while we're here, this is the worst. This is the worst voice line in the game. I still have no idea what she says. She says like, "I can't wait," or "My trap worked," or something. It's terrible. This voice line is just bad. Okay, so we're trying to hold space here. We need to pick somebody and bully them. Right now, I see Airs and Invis in our backline. This is a prime target, right? We see them. We try for it. Oh, we actually almost get the kill. Now they're out. Now once we get a support ult, now this becomes the new space. Okay, you need to jump in there like instantly. Like there's no reason to not jump in. I think you try to. You're a little slow. Something else with Penny is there is some like movement tech you can do with like zipping around with the webs. I don't know. Yeah, that one. I don't know too much about it, so I'd look up a specific guide, but Penny can be pretty mobile. Nice. You gotta get to point. You're the tank. Get to point. You gotta touch. So, in case you don't know, every point in the game, it draws this nice little little box for you. So if you're ever confused on if you're touching point or not, just stand inside this box. And you can see it move as the point moves. See? Good thing to know. You can also look at the top of the screen up here. It'll tell you if somebody's on point or not. See? Now there's 2 people on green team and 1 person on red team. So if you're the tank, that is primarily your job because you have the most health and the most defensive cooldowns.
I've got your back. Mine's in place. Gear up, little one. 30 seconds.
So here, we also have to think about our targets, right? So the idea of space, again, is if somebody enters your space, they can't do that because you're going to kill them, right? Right now, your nest is not set up. You don't have mines. And so your ability to actually kill Thing is basically 0. So since that's not an option, the better thing to do would be to slow him down, either by stunning him over and over, or by taking out the people who support him, right? If this Loki can't heal the Thing, then he's going to die, right? So trying to get value out of a situation that's like hard to get it in is a really important job of tank. That makes sense.
Ready for another
Vehicle
go,
reached
Spider?
the checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
I'm counting on you, friends.
Shields up.
If you're gonna do this is kind of like the Emma shield. You have to break it again because it needs to be ready. All the remaining VODs today? Yeah, we're gonna blast through as many VODs as I can today. That's the idea. And then tomorrow we'll probably get to the Am I the Problems. Good stuff, boo.
Powering up. Mine's in place.
You also gotta guess the rank? Oh, yeah. Okay, so back here, what you want to do as Penny is you kind of threw out your mines almost randomly, I want to say, right? We just kind of threw them way too far.
For some
So with Penny mines, you kind of want to keep them as area denial, which the best form of that is to stack them all in one place. So if somebody walks into it, they just die. So where are people normally going to walk? They're going to walk right next to this cover right here. So you throw a web, which even though the replay viewer isn't showing it, it's there. You throw a web so people can't see it, and then you stack as many mines as possible right here. Like, that is going to give you so much value on Penny. And then now, like, if we did that, Thing dives in right through exactly where I said he would. He would take so much damage. But instead, he doesn't, right? And so he just gets in scot-free. Pardon, go at 130. Omen, I think you're in the wrong chat. I think you said that somewhere. Ah, yeah. Can't do that. So the same thing the same thing goes for both ways, right? This space, if you walk into it, you're gonna die, right? They have Thor, they have Thing, so you have to fight your way into it using your cooldowns. One thing Penny can do is she can actually just like attach the web over here, and then she shoots over this way, and then she didn't take any damage. Now we have cover. I can throw up a Penny nest here. I can start throwing the mines behind Thing. Now, if he wants to do something, he has to turn around and deal with me. If he's dealing with me, now he's not dealing with my invisible woman or my cloak, right? And then they can walk in. We can't just like walk in directly into 2 enemy tanks.
A little help, please. We're back in action. Mine's in place.
There we go. So yeah. Now let's write down that list. Let me bring up a notepad real quick for you. Boy. This one? Ah, perfect. All right. So number one, we'll talk about. Here, we'll do Emma first. Emma abilities. Well, we'll keep this little note to really help you out. What? Oh, right. So we have Emma Shield. So her shield. This one. Shield. We can use it to take cover, right? We can use it aggressively to get to the next piece of cover, right? So to get more cover. We can use it to cut off heals from enemy. That's a good use. We can use it to block ults. So like Emma ult, Scarlet Witch ult. We can do Iron Man ult, things like that. Those are all great uses of Emma's shield. And then keep in mind, bring back quick. So that way you have it when you need it. Number 2, we have Diamond Form. For Diamond Form, we want to... number 1, first and foremost, is survivability. You use Diamond Form to survive. We're taking a ton of damage. We have to move. You can use the Choke Slam. You can use that to move out of the way and get to cover, actually, which is honestly a great use of it. Number 2, to secure a kill, like a high-value kill, which I don't recommend too often. Number 1 is, this one's like way more important. Diamond Form, survive. Number 2, secure a kill. Number 3... Oh, wait. I guess we can throw in here as well, like block CC, right? So we talked about that one. Number 3, we have our primary fire, or our beam. Right? This one, keep at 100. Keep at 100. Once, let's see. Keep at 100. Use tanks to get to 100. Once at 100, jump to squishies. Make this a little bit smaller. Right? So these are M abilities. This works really well. If you follow this game plan, honestly, just take like a sticky note, write it down, and work on one at a time. Number 4, we have our crystal. Use on cooldown. God, my typing's terrible. So use your crystal on cooldown. Get to secure kills on tanks. And just use it as often as possible. That will help you get to 100 charge, things like that. So keep this stuff in mind. Write it down. Work on one at a time. Just start with the shield or whichever one you want. Maybe even the primary fire. And like work on one at a time and then jump over. And that's going to give you so much more value. And then that's just for Emma specifically. Penny is the same deal type thing. Hers is more just... work on the area that you want to deny somebody walking into. And then last but not least, for everything else, work on moving from cover to cover and corner to corner. And then if you have some advantage, you walk to the next one. If you don't have advantage, you walk to the previous one, right? Cover to cover, stay. It keeps your health high. It keeps you, balanced. That's going to be your ticket. So anyway, I hope this helps. Thank you so much for always stopping by the stream. I really appreciate you. Yeah, good luck with your games. Take care. God bless. Catch you next time. Bye. All right, there we go. So, oh, look at that. I don't know if the notepad was actually helpful. Stop looking at that. Alright, so this was Plat Emma. We'll just do Plat Penny. This was just like tank basics, right? All right, on to the next one. Okay, Fire Lord, we're gonna do your White Fox. I need to blow my nose again. Yeesh. Let me blow my nose, and then we'll get started. Omen, so far as the balance changes, I'd give it like a B, like a solid B. I think some of the changes were really great, but the Star-Lord change and the rocket changes were just terrible, out of left field. And then like not adjusting a few other characters is also really annoying. Phoenix and Black Cat come to mind. But overall, they did all right. I'm really excited for Dino. I think I will personally enjoy Dino's playstyle. I really hope Dino has a B-hop, which I think will be fun. And I'm looking forward to see what they kind of announce. Because they said something kind of cryptic, and I hope that they're working on negative win rate climbers. If they make that change, like, oh man, our life is going to get so much better on the ranked ladder. And until that happens, like, we're still dealing with just a lottery whenever you play the game. But I think, as usual, like, Marvel Rivals always does, like, 2 steps in the right direction and then 1 in the wrong. So, we'll see. And then I think the Battle Pass came out, so yeah, it goes. Oh, wow, 1 support on the enemy team. Interesting. All right, here we go. White Fox review. Oh, dude, this song's so good. All right, hello everybody, welcome back. We have another VOD review. This is GM3 White Fox. So I played this match and it felt good to start out, but then after my first round, everything just started falling apart. I also felt like I just could not get much value out of my ults, really, and I couldn't keep up with the enemy team's damage. Also, I think I've been struggling to use cover and with target priority. All right, so let's jump into it and see what we got. So I will say, as somebody's already pointed out, the enemy team comp's quite weird. They have no support, so that might be why it started off really well. BP. So yeah, your first instinct here, when it's BP, is to charm. You gotta charm first, I think. I think the TP can work sometimes, but be careful with it. Oh. You want to watch out of the habit of, like, the second you go and dive in melee form, don't use the dash. It's a really bad habit. Because now that you've used it, now we just don't have anything, right? We can't get to the next dash or anything. So if they get out of here, they've just gotten a ton of value. So make sure we don't, what is it called? We don't default, right? I go in diamond form and I push this button. Don't muscle memory that into yourself. Let's attempt at a charm. Uh-oh. You're really lucky that Thor and Magic are fighting the BP. Because these are the TPs that we just can't do. So let's look at, like, why we TP here, okay? The only thing I can think of that's going through your head is like, I kind of want to be close to my team. You need to position properly and move with your team beforehand to not require it, right? So where are your tanks going? Right now they're going backwards. Now they're going forward. So walk forward, right? Stick with your tanks. Just like your Adam's doing. And now it's here. It's like, I can still heal everybody because I walked forward with my tank, right? I'd be right here. Now you don't need to use the TP. It's much better to pay attention to like where you're standing first, then compensate with the TP. Oh, that's unfortunate. That would have killed him. Yeah, you're so far back. Okay. At some point, the enemy team is going to get a support, and you guys are going to get bounced. This is also a really bad habit. I feel like you're just like defaulting, right? We're just kind of holding our primary fire for no reason here. Only heal if you have something to heal. Thanks for the updates, Omen. Hope you're doing great. It's good to have you back. Good TP. Fantastic. Great charm. Good stuff. Your positioning was great. Stayed calm under pressure. Didn't go in melee form when it was useless. We are just throwing out our primary fire, though. So, like, this whole time, if you have nothing to shoot at, find something to shoot at. You could stand right here, right? We still have cover, right? So we could shoot at this Phoenix. If she hits us twice, we just... Or if she hits us once, we just go right to here. Now she can't hit us, right? Like, that should be your goal. Not just, like, spamming randomly. Uh-oh, they have two supports now. So something I want to pay attention to is the map. If you're having a hard time positioning, I think it's a good idea to just look at the map, right? Look at the map and look at the obstacles you're facing. So if we start here, we have walls here, we have a wall here, and then obviously we have like this wall, right? So if you're standing here and you start getting attacked, in order to get to safety, you have to go like all the way over here. And it's really easy to get caught on this wall or caught here and just die, right? So a better way to go about it is to find these like anchor spots that you enjoy like per map. So one of them here, this is a good spot because here, this is not a good spot because if you back up, you'll bump into the wall, right? Now you can't back up. Now you have to like move here. Here is good because if you take damage, you just move slightly to the right. If your team pushes forward, you also have another wall that you can walk up to, right to here, right? So find these like spots that you really enjoy as a support. This is a good one. This is also a good one. This is a bad one. This one can work sometimes if your team is playing way out here, but just be careful if you're playing on this one that you have to thread the needle back here, right? Moving backwards while you're still trying to heal somebody. So be aware of that. Try to find those spots on the map where you don't have to end up doing this. Because this whole time that you're like, this whole time that you're taking damage, you're right in the middle of the nowhere, you can't back up because of this, you're not healing your team effectively. Whereas if you just have good positioning, you stand right here, now you're healing effectively and you're out of the way. We don't need to use the TP unless you do it for, you know, the BP ult or whatever. I have someone got a new addiction called the Bazaar. Yeah, he's getting a fun team up. And like, as long as Dino isn't banned, he's going to be in every game. actually don't mind this ult timing, but I want to check something in the practice range real quick. So suffer with me for a second. Suffer with me for just a second.
White Fox on the hunt. Try to keep up. Our prey is in the open. Shangwat Shigon.
All right, so something that I learned just from the patch notes is nobody uses the alternate ability while you're in your ult. So if you look at the ult here, the right click, the one on that side, Blessed by the Nine, you grant extra healing, unstoppable, and lifesteal to a teammate, and that's getting buffed. So whenever you use your ult, I wanted to check in the practice range that you can still do the primary fire where she slams the ground, and you can do it at the same time. I think you can just spam them. That's what I was just testing. I'm pretty sure you can. But yeah, I would spam that out. Just use it. I think this was actually like not a terrible ult, but let's look at it a little more closely. So we have Adam rezzing, so people are going to come back. I think this is a fine ult. I think this turns the tide. You do want to like spam that right click. Oh, nice. At melee form, your only option. Good. Ooh. That's unfortunate. So yeah, we need to break a habit here. This is a habit of every single time you go in melee form, you immediately do the dash. Don't do that. Yeah, crosshair has to be on them to use it. Interesting. Okay, that's something to work on, I suppose. That is a terrible magical. The lock on and not an aim thing? That's what I thought. I think you have to be looking in the general direction. Oh, that kind of brings up a good point, though. So there's no reason to look down in your ult. So you technically can just look up and look around. Up to like here, but I don't know. Personal preference at that point, I think.
I'm hit. Cover me. The final 10 seconds. Us against the world.
There we see the habit again. So first things first, they have a support ult, so you objectively do the right thing here, right? You objectively do the right thing of backing up. Your tanks are too slow, so that's not really on you. Here, we immediately do the dashes, and we're not doing a good job of like keeping people next to us when we're in the form. Now it's too late. They have a support ult. Just die quickly. But yeah, once we get to here, once we switch, we'll jump over and we'll make sure we know exactly what's going on with White Fox ult. Because that's really good to know. What did I just witness? Oh, you guys, portal. Okay. This is important. Oh, Lord. Yeah, never do this. So, it seems to me that, like, if I'm remembering your gameplay correctly, I've seen you play so much better than this. My guess is that you have built-in habits now. Because you're now used to White Fox. This happens a lot on Kiriko or on characters that have just general like movement abilities. So like Rogue, Kiriko in Overwatch, White Fox in this, BP, Captain America, or Black Cat, Captain America, even Magic sometimes. You get so used to just like walking around and moving and using your abilities that you stop really like thinking about them. It's like, what's the point of TPing here? I understand we're trying to go quick, right? But like, how far did we realistically TP? About 10 feet? It would have been better to actually just walk 2 feet this way and start throwing our healing orbs, right? So be really careful. You're like building in bad habits. And that to me tells me you're either autopiloting or you're rage queuing. Probably because it's like the end of the season. You like really want something. It's best to like take a step back. Now when I'm in that rut and I'm like just my abilities are automatically going off, I'm autopiloting, I either take a break from the character or the game. No Wahoo jumps. Yeah, like Omen. You either take a break from the character or take a break from the game. And like you step back, okay? So if you play a different character that doesn't have that TP, like that can immediately break it. Or if you don't want to take a break, you have to be very conscious of it. And you have to be sitting there and be like, I just died because I TP'd in. And the only way that happens is if you're not distracted. You're not like, I want to win. You're thinking about like what actually happened. So what? Yeah. You absorb the information that's going on screen. Not watching videos. Not anything else. Like focusing. Maybe listening to some music. Like instrumentals are great. Unbind the ability. Yeah, we've done that before. Or White Fox, actually. We unbound shift for somebody.
You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
Cosmic might returns.
Good charm. Unfortunate. So, let's see. This is an opportunity to use melee form early. We have 2 divers in our backline. Here, I wouldn't use it, but like, once Thing shows up, it's like, yeah, definitely. I would use melee form, and I would start right here on Captain America. When he jumps away, Thing actually just shifted, so you could just dash over to the Thing. Think about in melee form, though, think about your dashes as a way to stick close to somebody. I don't think you're thinking about it that way yet. But yeah, a melee form earlier would have saved your Adam and been able to do stuff. Because then if you have another support, you guys are doing better. Also, you have 2 of the lowest, like, healing supports in the game. So don't be surprised that you guys have less healing, and make sure you use your cover and use things really well. It happens. You can't control who your teammates pick. Once again, we TP from spawn and we immediately get punished. Like, this is not an ability you can use out of spawn. Almost ever. 14-second cooldown is so long. The abilities that you can use out of spawn are like 7 seconds. 8 seconds, maybe. Even Captain America is 12, and sometimes I don't use that. For Hawkeye, I adjusted how high I had to raise my space before it reset the jump jump. Oh, and I feel like all of your things are always really technical. I love it. Good TP. I don't mind it. Melee form. Melee form. Melee form. Ended up not needing... Yep. Yeah. You're trapped there anyway. So if you go into melee form, you can reroute your positioning, right? This TP is fine because it was kind of forced, right? You have a BP in your backline. It happens. So you TP, but you have to reposition, right? You're fine. Now go in melee form and either dash back out or like make use of it. If we're here, we're gonna be here, and I have a target to hit, right? Yeah, I have a big juicy rock to punch on for a while and just pump out healing and damage for my team. I over-engineer everything. I love it. Oh, 15-second cooldown. And now you're gonna TP, huh? No, you're gonna TP and then get killed by like magic or something. And comes. You didn't TP? Let's go. Get out. Get out. Uh-oh.
Chonguet Shiga.
I like it.
I am ready to put on a show.
Okay, now we gotta get out. Gotta get out. Your other support's dead. They have a support ult. You're not gonna do anything. So remember the point of White Fox ult, right? The point of White Fox ult is to tilt a fight in your favor. You guys are down a few people, but they don't have anything going on. So this is a good ult, right? So they have a support, or they have an enemy DPS ult, and they have some momentum, but you guys are using your White Fox ult. This is great. Now Luna ult shows up. All right. I can no longer turn the tide. Just get out. Let it go.
To put on a show.
Like, made a macro to swap desktops because I didn't like pressing 2 buttons. I'm surprised you aren't on Linux. I assume you've been tracking the recent Linux upgrades to their like kernel and all that stuff. I can't. I know the basic ideas, but I'm not as technical. So. Hey, you guys have a bit. I'd go into melee form. Yeah, I'm fine with this. Get her done. All right.
The current score is 0.
One thing I do want to say, let's see. I have noticed that you need to work on your aim when somebody's really close. That is, it's a skill that is separate from aiming when people are far away. So we'll jump into practice range after this. We'll mess around with White Fox, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. Oof. Bad TP. Anytime you're using TP instead of walking, that means your positioning was bad, and you shouldn't compensate with that. Love this. This is fine. Isn't it? I don't mind this. So far, so good. Kind of chilling. Waiting for something to happen. Rivals won't let you be on Linux. As soon as anti-cheat games will play on Linux, I will be, and I'll never look back. Same. I think that's what people are talking about when they talk about, because it's the anti-cheat at the kernel level, if I'm remembering correctly, that is the main problem with gaming on Linux. And I think they're making huge advancements to that in the Linux distros. So I like this. So one thing, you're a little too close for like this whole fight because of what you can see, right? Like if we go back a little bit, the only thing you can see is like one person in front of you. Now you've backed up a little bit and you can see a little bit more, so this is better. Yeah. So I like this. Now we adjust. Now we can actually see more. And then the fact that we get all the way over to this wall, we're missing it by like 2 feet. If you're standing here, this works great. Because you're here, it's very easy for this Magneto, if he had a brain, to just be like, yo, this White Fox is dead. Like walk forward and kill her. But if you're here, you have all the cover in the world. This is so much better. And then you can like turn to TP out easily. So once again, that's just like a map thing. Oh, Magneto's doing it. Wow. He's still bad, but at least he had the idea. I did not know that wall was breakable. It was breakable? Let's go. What? Since when? Okay. We're learning. Yay. Okay. You guys are on triple?
I am ready to put on a show.
Did they already have the Luna ult? Let's see. Actually forced it out. The one thing I'll say here, let's see, can we be nitpicky? No, we can't. I don't think this was terrible. I think you guys were... I think this had a chance to work. You also force out the Luna ult, which I think Luna ult takes longer to get anyway. It's not terrible. But we do need to recognize once that Luna ult comes out, like, now we're... And you have no cooldowns. Yeah, you're dead.
I'm hit. Cover me.
Yeah. Aggro support ults are definitely tricky. I agree with Churro. And now we're here with no cooldowns. We switching? What's... Oh, we're portaling.
60 seconds left.
I want more of them because you get to feel cool in team wipe, but they're tough to use. Once you get higher up, even the defensive support ults start getting used aggressively, which I really enjoy. Good charm. TP, TP, TP. Nice. Good. Yep, melee form. Bad habit, but it's the right time, so that's good. Magneto. Magneto is a perfect target. Okay. Hela. Kill the Hela. Bro, just kill the Hela. Whenever you're in a situation like this, playing White Fox, you see nobody on your team, both people on your team are full health, and there's a half health Hela, just kill the Hela. This is that, like, negative healing that we talk about, where, like, you know, if you're standing by a wall and you don't take 500 damage, that's 500 healing you didn't need to take, right? For this one, it's if you kill the Hela, now you don't need to heal the Luna because the Hela's not doing damage to her. So it's like an indirect form of healing. This would be a perfect opportunity for that. And you accidentally kill the Hela anyway, which is really funny. Uh-oh. Good charm. TP. I would go into melee form here. Whenever we're starting to lose presence, right? Your team's backing up and you have like Wolverine, decent, you have Magneto right here. I would go in melee form. Please tell me you go in melee form. Just start brawling it out. Melee form. There you go. I like the ult. Keep at it. Kill the White Fox. Oh, unfortunate. Keep up, keep up, keep up, keep up. Oh, that's a huge Wolverine ult. I can't believe you actually lived that. That's it. They just had more ults at some point. I think you play well. I think you just have some bad habits that you need to kick. Like TPing out of spawn, TPing early, and then when you go in melee form, don't dash immediately. And then that just leads me to thinking that you're very much either rage queuing or like autopiloting while you queue. So that's going to be a personal question that you have to figure out. Like, why am I not focused when I'm playing? Why am I autopiloting? That's the big thing, right? You know, now that I think about it, I don't ever see people use the other melee attack, the kick. Like the only character you can really use that against is like Bing. Oh no, it kicks him up, so maybe. Okay, I stand corrected. It kicks him up, not. Yeah, that'd be a good one to use. Try your best to experiment with this. Let's see. So if I just right click in this direction. I mean, you really don't have to aim in that general direction. It's pretty far. Because it stops movement. Yeah. Really don't have to aim very close. So you can kind of just spam them both, honestly. Because it gets out, you know. So be aware of that. There is a melee weave with this character that you can do if you're trying to do damage. So actually, I'm not quite sure if that's faster, but something to look into.
You shouldn't have
But yeah,
forced
you
my
got to
hand.
figure out why you're autopiloting. That's the #1 thing I see. So anyway, that's it for this YouTube video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Good luck with White Fox. Take care. God bless. Catch you next time. Nice. Go. Let's see. Perfect. On to the next review. I did bust bad habits. That seems relevant, I suppose. All right, we have a Star-Lord. A Plat 3 Star. Did they go down? Check something I do have a mention. I'm good. One more until mine. Yep, you will be next after this one. Song. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We have a Plat Star-Lord to review today. They say, picked up Star-Lord just in case I ever need to fill DPS, such as this game. Although some of my teammates were having a rough game and made some questionable plays and going negative. I just want to know what I could have done better on Star-Lord to enable my Psylocke that was popping off and to possibly win the game. Great. So, yeah.
You need to stop that.
First, I'll say try not to pay too much attention to your teammates. Yes, there are a lot of bad teammates, especially this season, but you can't control them, so it's not usually worth going after. I actually don't mind this too much because there is a Spidey. This is great. Also, oh, that's. So there's an effective range with Star-Lord. And I think it's closer than what you're fighting at. I think he's a little bit close. Like, if you look at how much damage you do to the Moon Knight here. We use a full mag, and it doesn't really do too much. So you want to be a little closer than this, ideally. Pretty darn close. So, I don't mind that we actually scare off the diver. I think this is fine. This is a great thing that DPS can do to, like, help their supports. You just shoo away the diver. And then, now the other thing, we've identified the correct threats, right? There's a Spidey in our backline, and there's a Moon Knight on high ground. So this is perfect. But the way to go about that, though, is to get closer. So, Star-Lord does have a ton of mobility. You can fly up to here, right? And then, like, coast down, flip over, and then engage the Moon Knight and get him off high ground. You can do some damage to tanks, come this way, and then fly up. You can take the long route, right? Like, you can go all the way through here, any of this stuff, and get here. But yeah, you need to figure out, with Star-Lord, it's like trying to get close, trying to get in. What's your pathway? But your target priority so far has been pretty good.
Destroy these unks as soon as you see them.
Yeah, you're just not getting, like, if you're playing at ranges that would just be better to play Hela, Phoenix, Punisher. Hey, you just need to be closer. Here we go. There you go. So what did this do, right? So let's talk about this. So we're getting to high ground. Now we're fighting with the DPS on high ground. Whoever wins this gets to use the high ground, which is great. I love this. Now, the Thor showed up, and we took a bunch of damage, right? But now we're taking a 2v1, and these people who were fighting down here now no longer camped. So this is actually so good for your team, even though it didn't like personally work out for you. Because look what's happening back here. Before you go to high ground, everybody on green team is doing fine. They all have like full health. And your team is struggling to gain control. You go to high ground, Thor leaves, and immediately Strange almost dies. Like almost immediately. And then Psylocke actually comes in and even gets the kill. Great. You just gotta be a little closer and do that more. That was fantastic. Especially because you lived. If you died, that would be really bad. Oh, yes. Now you got the White Fox to TP. That's good value. And now she's in melee form, so she's killable. Go in. So I haven't really seen a good use of your E yet. Something to keep in mind is Star-Lord has one of the best ults in the game, given the right circumstances. It's such a good ult. Like, there's huge threat value of like getting enemy ult out, enemy support ults out, or just straight up team wiping, right? So E, one of its best things is the more people who are in it, the more damage he does and the more percent he builds, right? So if you use E on one person, it does some damage. If you use E on 6 people, it does way more damage and you get way more percentage. So try to build that ult, try to get close. A lot of times what Star-Lords like to do is they like to just hover over the enemy team, like around this height, and just like use the jetpack to float here, get it on 6 people, and then flip back out to cover. That's really useful.
Separated halfway! Stop them! Better stop that vehicle!
Yeah, not a good use of E. So in this scenario, it's better to use your right click. Your right click gives you iframes and it instantly reloads your guns, right? So here we use our full mag. We use our full mag, and then here you could have just flipped and then killed him. The other thing to pay attention is when you're gonna use these flips, you want to use them like in 1v1s when the enemy character is using their big damage or their stun, right? So for Thor, you want to use it whenever he's in awakened form and he's throwing the lightning bolts, because those just shred, dude. They do so much damage. So use it there. When Scarlet Witch like throws her orb, you right click out of the orb, things like that. So far we need to adjust our effective range, like where we're getting, and we need to adjust our ability usage. You're not getting like the full value. Okay. I don't think that right click would have saved you, but that is another use of right click, right? Strange is ulting. I think your right click wasn't timed properly, so you just got lucky that you're out of it. Okay, I actually like getting out here. I don't mind this at all. Just get out. Get out. Please get out. Please get out. There's no reason to go in. Please get out. You're just gonna die. Duh. Okay. The next thing, you never want to engage with if this meter is less than half. You need at least half of this meter to like engage properly.
He stopped them in their tracks!
Have our ult.
Only 60 seconds left.
I think we win this without it. Your Psylocke killed 2. Nice. Good. Flip, flip. Good. Got some distance. Yeah. I think you're also ending your E early. So be careful of that. Maybe you're doing that on purpose because the Spidey flew out, which is fine.
Might be a good time to stop them.
But it looked like you did that as well on the full. All right, we just saw something. Yes! Okay, so I was gonna say, we just saw the Strange fly up, right? That ability is on like, what, an 8-second cooldown? 12, it's a 12-second cooldown. So the fact that you saw that and was like, all right, bro, now you can't shield me. Just get out and boom. This is great. The one problem is, don't fly down. And you need to be, so the 2 problems. You don't want to fly down and you need to be in line of sight of your supports, right? Because like, I know you're in Plat 3, so these people are also, you know, just barely out of gold. So they have a hard time. But even if they were, you know, Celestial, if this was an Eternity level Invis, she physically couldn't heal you because of where you ulted. I like the timing, but if you're going to do it, you could do it like this, right? Up here, something like that. Now your team can see you. Their team is still going to take damage. Like, being one of the best ults in the game, it's also a gigantic target. Is there a way to mute voice lines of specific characters? Can you do that? Or can you just mute voice lines at all? Ah! Oh, you're dead. Yikes. Uh-oh, now we support ult. Ban Star-Lord reviews. No, just I don't mind it during a review. I can't stand it when I'm playing. And I honestly would enjoy the Star-Lord playstyle. And I want to be able to play the character. But like, I can't do it. I can't make it through the voice lines. Oh, go in. Go in. Little closer, but yeah. Be a little closer. If you're a little closer, that kills. Nice. Okay. Might have ult. Okay. This is Plat 3. That was the best use of your E so far. Something to keep in mind is when you're in your E, it looks like you're doing it a little, you can fly up. So, that's really good. Bad. It's Plat 3.
Now might be a good time to stop them.
Oh, that's why it's the wards. I do like the wards, but the beginning of that song sucks. Once it gets to this part, it's good. Iconic even. Oh my gosh. Bro, that Psylocke got demolished. I love this. If the Spidey is fighting you, he's not on your supports. That's great. They have some good instincts, for sure. Okay, now you're down 2. So this is the time where you just get out. Let it go. And now they have a support ult for sure. Just get out. Fly all the way out. Yeah. Good. Little slow in the uptake, but yeah, that's the right idea. When Invis jumps, you just quickly button mash E, and then you'll usually reveal her. That comes with time, though, so don't worry about it. Yeah, that's the right idea. Unfortunate timing. So when you have a high value DPS ult like Star-Lord or Punisher, before you ult, you have to think of things that can counter you. So you're not CC immune. So if an Emma grabs you, if Penny stuns you, if Hulk exiles you, those are things that are bad. Invis ult specifically counters your ult really well. Strange can sometimes ult you. Who else? I think there's a few others. Maybe even Cloak Fade or, you know, a Cloak ult, something like that. So before you ult, you need to be doing a good job of like keeping track of the things that do shut you down. One of the best ways to do that is just anytime you have downtime. So like back here, right? We got all the way out, which was great. Just hold tab. Hold tab and look at the enemy team, right? You're not going to see their exact percentages, but you're going to be like, well, I haven't seen a Strange ult in a while, so he probably has that. Moon Knight ulted last fight. I don't remember Thor, but he's not really my problem. Spidey has an ult. Invis definitely has an ult. She hasn't ulted in forever. But their White Fox doesn't have an ult. So now that we stop for half a second and we think about that, now we notice like, oh, if I ult right now, Invis is just going to ult and everybody's going to be fine. I wonder if there's a way I can deal with that. Maybe I'll go on an off angle or I'll try to flank, try to either kill the Invis or force her ult out early, and then I'm home free, right? That's the way to think about that, like rock, paper, scissors of using it, or high value DPS ult. You can also combo that with somebody else's DPS ult, right? So like Psylocke doesn't have her ult, but you do. So it's not really applicable. But say Psylocke did. You could calm the Psylocke and be like, yo, I'm going to ult first and get the Invis to ult, and then you can ult and just clean up, right?
By the eye of Agamotto! Behold the god of thunder!
Unfortunate.
I'm back, baby.
There is also a B-hop with Star-Lord. So we'll go into the practice range and see if we can do the B-hop as well. Just get out. Oh, got the kill. Still get out, though. Both of your supports are dead. You're just going to die and stagger. There you go. Good.
Much better.
Down to 30 seconds. You owe me one. Stop them in their tracks.
Ooh, great pull by your Invis.
Final 10 seconds.
Oh, good.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
I don't mind this.
It's now or never. Stop them.
Great. You're using the map pretty darn well. Oh, fat fingered E. That's unfortunate. Oh, now your thing's dead. Way to use high ground. This is good. Uh-oh. Point. Nice. No point. Okay. Good lord. That was risky. Yeah, so if you were using your E efficiently here, you would already have ult. 100%. You're using it on multiple people hovering over. Oh, nice. Your Psylocke is good.
By the eye of
Front flip! Oh, you didn't have it because you already used it. That's unfortunate. Probably it.
Can't keep me down for long.
Portal? You got a portal here. You got to switch to portal. I feel like a lot of Star-Lords tend to use the barrage without intention or as a panic. Yeah. I think it's fine to like secure a kill when somebody goes away, but like the way that top level Star-Lords tend to use it is they build ult really quickly. And they're like being a nuisance above the enemy team.
Get that vehicle to its destination.
A finisher? Yeah, finisher can be fine. Because then you're getting value for it, right? Like, you're not getting the ult charge, but you are getting the value.
Someone's controlling me.
All right, so here you have to start thinking like, all right, what I'm doing is not working. I know you're trying really hard to peel for Spider-Man, but because the Spider-Man is the way the map is set up, you're just not really effective at doing that role, right? And so since you're not effective, instead of doubling down and just trying to fight the Spidey anyway, I would go try to find a different way to get value. It's like, well, if Spidey's going to kill my support, bro, I'm going to make these supports' lives living hell. I'm going to float over here, and look, I have a Psylocke ready to do it with me, right? So change your strategy. That's what I would say here.
Oh, sweet moves, right? Let's try this again.
Keep going.
And it really sucks. It really sucks when you're playing with a support, because you have to just be like, sorry, dude, good luck, and then go make the other support's life miserable.
A little help, please.
It's not fun, but that's what it is.
So cold.
Much better.
Oh, almost. You got to get out of here. You're playing, once again, you're playing him like a poke character. He's just not a poke character.
The vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep
try
up
this
the
again.
momentum.
Let's try this again.
Oh, what am I? Invisible? Watch out, an Ankh. One less Ankh, one less problem. The enemy has arrived.
So here, this is a great opportunity. Your whole team is here, right? We're starting a team fight, and you're starting on high ground. If you just start right here, you float down, and then you use your E right here, and then you flip, and then you fly back up and out. You get a ton of damage. You get a ton of ult charge. You do damage to their team, and you probably give an opportunity for the Psylocke to dive in, right? But we're just kind of like poking.
Oh, sweet moves, right?
Yeah, the window's another good opportunity, right? You bust this window out, and then you jump from here. Yeah, good stuff, Hollow. Okay, we're paying attention. Yo, that's a double supportal. We're at 80%. You should be thinking right now, oh, I'm about to have a huge ult. Huge ult incoming. Kind of, Churro. The only difference is 2 DPS flankers don't have the sustain to be able to do that as much. But they have much faster time to kill. So I think ideally the better thing is just ambush, right? Like Psylocke and Star-Lord communicate, show up to one person, and just delete that person instantly, and then get out. I think that's
Can't keep me down for
the
long.
better way to do it, but it depends.
By the eye of Agamotto.
Oh, now the opportunity is gone. Now it's too late. Oh, you're dead. So the reason I was saying ult earlier here is because your team is still alive, right?
The eye of Agamotto.
And right here, they have a Strange who can stop your ult with his shield and his ult, and he's ulting your backline. So there is so much focus over here. So if you ult now, these people have to make a decision. Do I go kill these people and help my Strange, or do I deal with this, right? But because you waited, watch what happens while you wait, right? They clean up the kills. Now they turn around, and now they're all together again. And then he can put up his shield and help his team, right? And the only person who's left out is the Moon Knight. We're just a little, and Spidey's being dumb, but so your effectiveness dropped a ton because of that. Oh, nice. Oh, killer. Flip, flip. Oh, get the kill. Oh, almost. Server admin Sue strikes again.
The vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
So I would assume, because you mentioned Star-Lord, that you don't really want help with your Luna. So we'll leave it here. Unless you're back, but I don't think you do. So, the number one thing I want you to keep in mind with Star-Lord is close range off angles. You need to be up close, and you need to be slightly to the side, okay? Yeah, I don't want you on main, right? So if we just look at parts of the map, every map in this game is set up in the same way, and I apologize for anybody who's been here before and heard me draw this exact same thing and do this as well. But let me show you. So we have every map in the game is set up like this. You have left, you have main, and you have right. Okay, so this is like where poke players play, right? So they're here and they're poking down main. Okay, you're an off angle close range person, so you want to play on the border here and then do damage in places like this where you're close to the enemy but you're not on main, you're to the side, right? That is where I want you to like ideally be. Close to the border between middle and right, do some damage, right? And then disappear out one of the flanks. You're also not a full flanker for the most part, so you're not going to go like super deep like a Spider-Man or a BP and then show up from behind. That's not really what Star-Lord does. Sometimes he can do it, but he's more of a close range off angle type of guy. So try to get closer, use your abilities a little bit better, try to like farm your ult a bit more, and then pay attention to the enemy ults and the enemy abilities that can really shut your character down. So anyway, I hope this helps with Star-Lord. Thank you so much for the VOD. Take care. God bless. Catch you guys next time. Bye. All right. So, close range off angle. This was Plat Star. Effective range? What am I trying to do? Maybe effective range would be fine. Sure. All right. Another VOD review down. It's 1:13. I have time for one more VOD review, I think. I should. Unless it's very long. Mid-range tickles? Oh, that's good. I'm changing it. That's really good. All right, we have Venom. Oh, is this the new skin? I haven't seen it in game yet. Man, Venom skins are always so weird.
Stop them from securing the mission.
What? It looks like a Who from Whoville. This looks like a Who from Whoville. Ah! All right, now that I've ruined the skin for everybody, let's go. All right, we have a Celestial console player. So ugly, that it is. All right. Hello everybody, welcome back. We have another VOD review. Today this is Magneto and some Venom. This is Celestial 1 console, so right on the border for Eternity. They say, my positioning in some fights and know how to take command of a fight sometimes. I'm just a bit passive in games. I also want to know which picks are best in some circumstances. here, my team just begged for a mag, so I listened. So this is interesting. In general, my advice is usually play the character you're comfortable with, and I would recommend changing your playstyle before you change your character. Don't wind up on mag because other people told you mag is good. I don't recommend that. I have no idea if you've played a lot of mag, but if you haven't, his primary fire is very, very difficult. And with the way space works in this game, if you're not good at your primary fire, you're not going to be good at tanking, honestly. So play the character you enjoy, try to adjust your playstyle first, and then pick a range of tanks that you actually enjoy. So that way you can pick and choose for what's best for what your team needs out of the characters that you enjoy, instead of just, hey, this person said play mag, I'll play mag. That's my advice. With that said, let's go see what we can do better. Like this. Nice. Excellent. That's unfortunate. Okay, we're melee weaving. So, I don't like how early we pop our shield, your R1. So, if you don't know we are in Celestial. I don't mind it, but just in case anybody who's lower ranked watching, that ability is a 15-second cooldown, so it's very long, but also it's more effective the less health you have. So if you are lower health, you gain more bonus health, right? So be careful of that. Try to get the most value out of it as you can, but I understand we're in Celestial, so you kind of have to use it a little bit earlier, or else you just explode. All right, we're down 1. Uh-oh. So of all the characters to pick to dive, Punisher is not really one of them. Especially on Venom. Like, Shotgun Punisher goes hard. There's a Gambit would be nice. Or the Cloak would also be really nice. But yeah, we definitely picked the wrong person. Now, why did we lose our movement here? Again, we popped the shield a little early. I don't even... Oh, is it Thor? What is? No, I'm just doing this out of... Yeah, it was Thor. Okay. Unfortunate. Happens. Now you're just dead. Now we're on mag. We are Lord Mag, so we do have some time on here. So let's look at the situation here, right? What's on our team? We have Loki, Gambit, DPS pool, Rogue, and then this was Venom and a Blade. And on their team, they have 1, 2, kind of 3, kind of 4 poke characters-ish. They have Groot, who's probably the best, like, solid poke character in the game. So, I mean, maybe the idea here is we're going to try to, like, push through main. That sounds tough to me, but it can work. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think dive would work better against this specific topic. Shotgun does hurt. Like, was it mag that really helped, or did you guys just have a good ult? I would argue it was just a good ult. Here is one thing that it is nice to have a mag. These 2 ults. These 3 ults, actually. So, maybe not the worst thing. Can't believe you hit that. Alright, fair enough. Or you got it. Alright, let's go back. Was this even worth ulting? So we start off this fight and we're down 1, I believe. But I think by the time this happens, everybody's back. So we're good. Our Blade ults in, kills the Punisher. They double support ult. That's a really good piece of information. You kill the Gambit, which is great. Okay, they kill your Loki and your Blade. Where's your... Oh, we don't notice that our Gambit's over here. Why is our Gambit over here? That's weird. Here I think you objectively do the right thing. You back up to your team, but your team's not here. And then your Gambit fumbles the bridge boost and throws it directly into the ground. It's tough.
Mutants always rise again. Behold the god.
Your Gambit killed the Groot. I guess I've always thought of Groot as more brawl. Groot can definitely brawl, but he just shuts down people on main. Like, you can't walk forward
Judge,
against a Groot.
jury, executioner.
Oh, he's good at both, for sure.
You shall not be harmed.
What the hell? Okay. Hey, now they don't have portal. Yeah, and they use double support ult, so this should just be free now. Yo, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, monkey. Oh, Paradox. Is that you? Nice. Okay. We've already used Loki runes. We have to go quickly. Got a W key here. Gotta kill a squishy. Okay, good. The more time you waste... Good, 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 good. So far, so good. Nice. Get the kill. Good. Okay, force the Gambit back. Target the Gambit. Target the Gambit. Good. Yeah, use your swords at much longer range. Okay, now they've stabilized, so don't push too far. I'd start going more to the right here. Good. You have your ult. This is where it gets tough as mag. Who are you going to save your ult for? You can do Cloak. They switched off Star-Lord, so that makes it a little easier. You can do Cloak or Punisher. Bro, you almost just killed him outright. Okay, we're down 1, but they're a bit scattered. W key. So here we have a Punisher ult going, and I don't like that you don't either bubble him or like try to help him a little more. Magneto kind of fits into that support role sometimes where it's like, I am enabling my team, right? And like, if your Punisher is ulting, that's one of the highest value bubbles you can get if you can like turn that corner and get a kill. Yeah. He's a massive target. Punisher, Star-Lord, Torch. Oh, they're back on Star-Lord now.
Executioner.
I don't mind you not ulting there. I think that's fine. Way to hold it.
I shall not be removed so easily.
He's suffering.
So this is kind of the problem of like playing mag. So if we go back to your original post, let me bring it back up. You said, my positioning in some fights and know how to take command of a fight sometimes. I'm just a bit passive. So that's kind of like what Magneto like struggles with is like it can be a little bit passive. He doesn't have the speed and he doesn't have abilities to like get in because he has to save his abilities for more like defensive team play type of thing. Like you can make it happen, really good mags do, and the way you do that is you use your positioning really well. You use your cover, you get in close, and then you make yourself a dominant force. It's really difficult, but that's the nice thing about dive. You just skip all the BS and you jump right to the back line and you force things to happen instantly. So like, would dive be a better play here? Maybe, but it's hard to say. You're also diving pretty hard targets to dive, right? They have a shotgun Punisher who's proven to just stick with the supports. You have Gambit who has 2 dashes, 2 bashes, and like all sorts of stuff. You have Cloak, who's a bit easier to dive for sure, but she also has Fade and Blind and a decent ult. So, and then Mag can turn around and bubble. Thor can push you out, but if they're all turning to look at you, then you are still getting value, right? That's tough to say. At the end of the day, I always say like go with what you're comfortable with and like get your value. Okay, we're in close. Now we have a Deadpool ult. W key in. Not the greatest bubble. Maybe if you're trying to bubble Deadpool and you just miss, that happens. Oh, little late. Yeah, so I didn't say anything on the first one because you actually managed to hit him. You're playing against Celestial level players, so I suspect they'd be good enough to actually keep their jump, keep their iframes for an enemy mag. But this is twice now that this person has not, so that's pretty rare to me. It's also extremely difficult to hit this consistently. If you're capable of hitting it consistently, then I'd say go for it. If not, a lot of the times what you can do is you just soak up enough of the bullets and then kill a support. So the whole time you're staring at a support, you're soaking up the bullets and you're like, boom. Now the Cloak is dead. Half of the Star-Lord ult is eaten, right? We're already down 5 seconds. And then now the supports have to deal with it the rest. You can turn around and use a bubble, right? If you didn't use that bad bubble earlier. You can shoot him, you can use whatever, right? But, I mean, if you can hit that consistently, then by all means, like, go dunk on him, King. Like, go for it. Good morning, Libra. How you doing? Good bubble, good shield. Way to back out. So there's 2 schools of thought here. And I'm just going to throw these out. I'm not going to pick one for you. One school of thought is you find one person on the enemy team who's going crazy and you shut them down. You find the best player on the enemy team and you shut them down. Magneto is quite good at that. So anytime that person is diving in, doing damage, backing up, like you bully them with your primary and your secondary, right? You push them back. You bubble the targets that they're going against. You get yourself in between yourself and who they want to kill. That is one thing that stats can be useful for. If we look on the enemy team, enemy team is green, so it looks like their Thor is actually getting a lot of kills. Their Punisher is doing a pretty decent job. Or the other school of thought is you find the weak link on the enemy team and you bully them, right? And a lot of the time that comes down to characters that you can actually bully. So, like, if the weakest person on the enemy team is playing, I don't know, Magneto or, like, Emma or just, like, a stubborn character that's really hard to bully, then that's not really going to work. But if they're playing, like, Cloak, you probably can bully them, right? If they're playing Punisher, if they're playing Gambit, you could probably bully them. So, part of getting to Eternity and, like, there is figuring out who on the enemy team has shown to be weak and bullying, and who has on the enemy team is a threat that I need to deal with. Here we're like really shooting at the Punisher. There's also a Gambit right there, and I'm pretty sure he's in range. Maybe if you get the combo, you kill Punisher. That is a lot of ults. Dire, get out. Nice. If it's support, it's a free win if you could contest them via dive. Yeah, for sure.
I'm opening a portal.
You'll have to
I
keep
think they were
up
tracking
until
Punisher
you're
ult. Yeah, that would make sense. If you're like, well, if I kill the Punisher, he doesn't have ult. That's fair. Didn't quite work out, unfortunately. You're doing a great job of using cover here, just by the way. This is fantastic. Gotta use the cart. Good. Bully him. That's much better positioning. Fantastic. Cut him off. Climb up.
They hit a checkpoint.
Oh, you're dead. Go through the portal. Go through the portal. Bro, what a goofy interaction. All right. Oh. Okay. I don't like this ult. Like, your team cannot follow up. You're so far in front. This is not a good ult. I understand the momentum. I like you being here. I like you being way out here and doing things. I think this is great for your team. I just don't think the ult got as much value as it probably could have. I think we also mess up the timing of the combo here. Yeah. So unless it's changed, and I could be wrong here because I haven't kept up with Venom specific tech over the past couple seasons, but usually you slam in, you activate the tendrils, the things that grab everybody, you primary fire twice, and then you ult instantly. That was the timing. I think it still is. This is definitely too early to actually secure the kill.
Only 60 seconds left.
Luna's just bad into magic, right? Luna is very good right now. In the right situation. So yeah, this is exactly my point. I like that we're getting aggressive, but like using the ult there didn't really accomplish much. And then because their Star-Lord is smart, yeah, we're way too early. Usually here, where you want to stay is where you were, right up here, because you can still keep an eye on your cart. You can still get back if you need to. And this is the wall. This is the line that you want to hold, right? They'll walk out over here and then you ambush them this way. You don't want to cross into this territory until later, right?
T'Challa wants statue. Let's go.
As to the original question, though, I do want to point out, and you probably understand this, but for anybody else who's watching, look how much value that you just got. Like, remember when they were on Groot and you were just like pushing as Mag, right? You guys are on a stalemate for so long. You guys just both shot and then like kind of moved like this a little bit. And then somebody got an ult and then we moved this way and then they got an ult and then we moved back. Look what you just did, right? Venom dives in. We're prepared to do the exact same thing, right? Now we're all set up. And then Venom just dives in and skips all the BS. These people now back up because they're bad supports. Like, this is not what you want to do. You got Gambit to use a dash and a spin. You got Punisher to turn around and whip out the shotgun. You got, you know, he's not in form, but the Cloak is backing up, which pulls the Thor back, and now your team has just gained all of this space. So, do I think Mag's better here? Like, no. I don't think so. Also, Venom is like one of the best tanks in the game right now. So,
Judge, jury, executioner.
unfortunately, you don't have Mag ult, but you have an Invis ult, and then you just kill him. That's fine. Okay, but now they have Star-Lord ult, and that kills. Hey, you have somebody... Oh, we have a Hulk ulting on point. Hopefully we're TPing. Oh no, he's on point. All right, this is gonna be. Ah! I don't know. I don't. Is that the enemy Invisult? I thought that was your Loki ult. Oh, that was the enemy one, huh? No, it wasn't. That was yours. Wow. She just died instantly. All right. Fair enough. Yeah. Bro, you're so close to ult. I think if you have a better ult here, you guys get farther. Better ult that you used a little bit later. Alright. Now we're back on Mag. Fine.
It's in the interest of all mutants that we succeed this day. And so shall. Much better.
Game from my wish list is on sale, guys. Very important notification for my phone. So this is where it gets tough. That's great. I make this point all the time. The idea of space as a tank and like is space is any area that your team or can walk into without taking damage, or the enemy team can't walk into without taking damage, right? So if this should be your space. You should be here and you're doing a great job. But you start missing your shots here, and so they stop respecting your space. Then you reload, and then you actually hit some shots, and now they die because of it. So you have to be able to hit these shots on Mag, or else like it would just be better to play any other character. So the fact that you're hitting your shots, that's good. Get some promise. You force everybody back. Great stuff. All right. I don't like your self bubble there, but it's kind of a panic bubble.
A shield. How great.
So one thing that we watched a One Above All game the other day, and something that separates One Above All from like Celestial is just the speed of understanding what's going on and the push and pull. Like how fast people in One Above All recognize that they have a slight advantage, and then they instantly take advantage of it and push in. Oh, if we back up here, oh god, a terrifying image. We have a little bit of an advantage. Now it's like even, right? We're backing up. So then something happens here for some reason, right about here. We see the Magneto's turned around, the Thor turns around. A One Above All person would see this and instantly W key. And this is console, so they'd instantly hold forward. You gotta see this and like react quickly. The reason this is happening is because your rogue is making a play, right? Your rogue is back here, and you have to like take advantage of that. That is what separates Celestial from One Above All. Like Celestial from like Eternity and One Above All, if that's another way to say it. So something with Magneto is you have to pick who you're going to bully and who you're denying space from. Like, the enemy Magneto has, 650 health, 2 bubbles, a shield, and plenty of damage, right? So you can't really bully this Magneto easily. You can bully the Squirrel Girl pretty darn easily. She's very easy to bubble. That's why you don't see Squirrel Girls, or she's very easy to bully. That's why you don't see Squirrel Girls, at high elo, because you can just bully them. So you see this, just like bully her, get her to jump, get her out, right? And then we don't want to split our damage when we're trying to hold space. So we do some damage here to Magneto, we do some damage to Squirrel Girl, we do some damage to, I think, Cloak. The more we split up our damage, the less effective it's going to be. So pick one and bully them. like you're trying to hit like Gambit, but then we also kind of hit the cloak. I know it's difficult, but that's part of playing Mag, right? Now we're down a support. Let's back up a little bit. Okay. This needs to be like our #1 attention. Just in case you don't know this, most people do. Go to audio, combat mix, and then scroll down to KO sound cue. Make sure this is turned on. Make sure this is all the way up. It's going to play a little sound when they die. And once again, we talk about that one above all. Like the second you hear that, it's like, I need to get out. The momentum is not in my favor. They should push here as fast as they possibly can. Now we're down 2 and I'm trapped. So here, as a Magneto, you're most likely just dead. They don't have any ticks on the point. So if you die really quickly, you can make it in time for Portal. So that would be my strategy here, would actually be to not bubble, not use your shield, not help your Loki, and I would W key directly at one of these supports. Just run down and either kill them, and then you turn the tide for your team, or they're forced to kill you quickly, you spawn quickly, and then you fight for Portal. Because now we're just going to stagger later. Now our Loki's dead. Now our Hulk is wasting ult. Now our Rogue is dead. Now we're going to die in a couple of seconds. Even if we don't die, our team is not together. We didn't Portal. Our chances of taking the point back are extremely low now. Possible. Bro, what is the enemy team doing? Why have they not? Yeah, I mean... Oh, here comes the Gambit ult. Gonna be close. Use Invis ult. Good lord, that Star-Lord is terrible. Did he do it again? Okay. Fair enough. If you can make this work, if you have a read that I don't have and you're like, no, I think we can win this fight, if it's winnable, then by all means, stay and win it. But objectively, it shouldn't happen. Oh! Portal, maybe?
Always rise again.
You guys lose the point anyway. That's crazy.
Help get that vehicle to its destination.
What am I? Invisible?
Bullier? Good. Pick the next one. Bully. Okay, now we're bullying Gambit. Excellent. This is so much better than what we saw before. You're not splitting your damage. Okay, he's out of range. Now we switch to bullying Star-Lord. Good. Okay, there's nobody else to shoot, so we might as well shoot him. Good. Now we can shoot the cloak. Yes. So far, this has been good. All right. Do we still have the problem of who we're saving our ult for? Yeah, it's either Star-Lord or Cloak.
Get that vehicle moving again.
Who's on our team? Honestly, at this point, I would be communicating with my Invis, because they're also in Celestial, and just be like, yo, I'm going to use my ult for Cloak. You save Invis ult for Star-Lord. I would say that's the best allocation of resources that you're going to get. I don't like how far out in the open you are. I know this point in particular is really difficult to be behind cover, especially for Mag. He doesn't have that much range. But you're a bit out in the open. I like to hug walls a bit more. Kill? Great. Great. Okay. What? Bro, no way we double support ult and it doesn't work. What?
Feeling fantastic.
What? Bro, put your shield up. What? So, let's just do some theory crafting here, right? That's a terrible room. All right. I'm gonna say something crazy.
Anyone willing to help?
I'm gonna say something crazy. We're theory crafting, all right? So we're out here. Our Loki is back here trying to use cover. We have basically 2 invis ults, right? In order for invis to ult and work, everybody has to be inside of the invis ult, and the other people have to be away from it. I think your only option here, just based on what just happened, the only way you could have possibly won this is to not fight up here. You need to fight back here. You can start at this corner and then back up to this one and give up this area. You're out in the open. They have a lot of poke. They have Star-Lord. They have Mag. They have Squirrel Girl on console, I guess. It's fine. Like, I would just stay back here, personally. I think that's the only thing that keeps your team alive. It's like the reason your invis dies, I think she doesn't put her shield up. I'm not sure if that would have saved her anyway. But because she has to jump, so she's used her jump, now she can't go invisible, which would work. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't know if Star-Lord's ult can track invis when she's invisible. But I'm not sure, so I'd have to test that. But she doesn't have her jump. She's right here, so she's getting attacked by Star-Lord ult and Magneto and Squirrel Girl, right? And I think there's a Squirrel Girl ult even running around here. Right there. So the only option, yeah, like, is you gotta play back here. That's the only thing that you could have done in order to like win this fight. Which is kind of good news because you're playing tank. You get to pick where your team stands. If you stand back here, then they would have ulted back here, right? It doesn't, I think? Okay, that's what I thought, but I think they have to be invis to start it. Because it might, like, do some damage while they're jumping and then while they're turning invisible. I'm not sure. I would need to test that. So now I'm thinking I need to take a ton of damage. Like, actually, you need to take damage here and get your supports their ults early. So I'm much more okay with you jumping out in the open. Good bubble. I would wait. Good idea with the bubble, but you want to wait until the last possible second so it doesn't get broken by other things. Which this one doesn't. Loki just TPs and it breaks, but that's fine. Way to get low. Oh! Almost. Nice try. Okay, kill the cloak, kill the cloak. Nice. Okay, good. Excellent. This is why I like watching Celestial games, because things don't just like fall apart after one team wipe.
Only 60 seconds.
People make it back together, right? They like they get some momentum back, which is good. There's a word I'm looking for. I can't even think.
Get that vehicle moving again. Down to 30 seconds.
All right. So the better way to do this is always to look for the person they're trying to kill instead of looking at the Magneto. Granted, I think you missed your bubble here. Bro, that's ridiculous. That's so unfortunate. I think you tried that well. Not much you can really do there except for jump, I guess. I can't believe Blade ate your bubble. That should not have happened. Aggro Sue ult. Yeah, I don't like it.
Disappear! A little help, please. Feeling fantastic.
Whatever. All right, so what do we do here, right? You can't control Sue. You're playing Magneto, right? So this is a terrible ult. What can you do here as Magneto when your team makes a dumb play? You just take advantage of it and you just try your best to like turn the tide, right? So here we try to bubble, it doesn't work. We try to shield, it doesn't work. Whatever. Now both of our supports are dead. The only option you have here is to kill both of their supports or else you lose. So immediately turn and just run it down. That's the only play you have. The longer it takes for you to die, the longer you're going to stagger. Yeah. That was special.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Okay, we're down 2. They get the point. But Lord, your supports are terrible. Bro, that was... That was awful.
A little help, please.
Only 60 seconds left.
So... my go-to pick in this scenario is actually Captain America. I don't know if you play Captain America, but the way I like to think about it is twofold, right? When you have all this pressure down main, I like to think of it like a water pipe, right? So if this is the water pipe and you have, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then, the other 2 supports when they get here, 5, 6 people shooting down main, that's a lot of water pressure, right? And so Magneto is like, I'm going to put a cap on this. But if it's so much water pressure, it's just going to push that cap back and it's going to blow up in your face, right? As dive, though, the way to think about dive is you jump in from the side, and now 2 of these, instead of going down main, are now looking this way. Usually it's a support and a DPS, right? And so there's some water leaking out of the pipe this way, and now the rest of your team can push back because it's a 4v5 over here and a 1v2 here. Right? That's like the water pipe analogy. So Cap is great for that. Venom can also work, but the other thing with Cap, why I would pick him in this specific scenario, is because we've seen the past like 3 fights, our supports have not used their ults well. I have lost faith in those supports. And the great thing about Cap is he basically has a support ult. He doesn't rely on the the crazy amount of healing that like Mag needs or Groot needs or a main tank, right? Or like even Hulk. He can rely on way less healing. He has his own mini support ult and he can relieve pressure. So that's good in this scenario. If you don't play Mag, that's fine. Or if you don't play Cap, that's fine. But something to think about. I really like him in this scenario. Even Venom, I think, would be better. And then you leave your supports to fend for themselves and, like, be like, all right, go. A lot of supports, they love Mag. They're like, yo, give me a Mag. I get bubbled. I have somebody standing in front of me. But sometimes, if you're a parent, you understand this. Sometimes giving somebody what they want is not the right answer for their long-term health. It's actually more of a crutch, and they get worse with it. So if people are yelling at you to switch your character to somebody you don't want to play, I recommend just muting them and playing what you know best. And for what it's worth, I think you're playing pretty well. Obviously, you've made some mistakes, but Nice attempt. Yeah. And it's probably too late. So, yeah, I mean, we went over a lot there. I hope this helps. Thank you for being patient. I know you've been waiting for this VOD review for a while. I really appreciate that. Yeah, good luck getting to Eternity. I believe in you. I think you definitely have the skill. So, yeah, take care. God bless. Catch you guys next time. Bye. Sorry, Caesar. You returned to the very end of the VOD. Okay. Sorry, I had to check some things. What shall we title this VOD review? Was a Celeste? Celestial Tank review? This one I actually don't know. I'll do it winning plan. That's good enough. All right, let me check some things real quick. So we're going to have a bit of downtime. Give me a minute. Flat Sun, thank you for the VOD review, or for the VOD. I really appreciate it. I enjoyed watching. Good gameplay, as always. I think you did well. I'm losing it. All right. Well, what do we still have? I think we have one guess the rank. I'm going to see how long this guess the rank is. If it's like under 10 minutes, as far as just the replay length, we can do it now. If not, we will have to save it for tomorrow. Oh, it's only 5 minutes. All right, we're going to do a quick guess the rank, and then we'll call it there. And a good song to start with. All right. Real quick guess the rank. What do we got? Solo queue. They play Emma, which is over here. Starting on attack. PC, North America. They don't say anything. Perfect. All right. Who's ready? Guess the rank. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Guess the Rank. This is going to be a quick one where we watch all the way through. We do it from multiple perspectives. Every player in the lobby. We be educational where we can. At the end, we guess the rank of the average player in the lobby. Today, our protagonist is playing Emma. This is Solo Queue PC North America. They didn't say anything. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. This is PC, but we're using a controller. Okay, interesting. So far, I don't like that we're throwing our shield out. We're not using as much cover. Why is a Punisher just walking up to an Emma? That tells me we're pretty low. Spider-Man fell off the map? What? Yeah, I probably have time tomorrow. Okay. So far, I'm thinking we're pretty low elo just because of that. This is why you need to save diamond form. Nice. Actually make it back. Good crystal. But yeah, Jake, we should have time. I think we only have, what, like 1 or 2 Am I the Problems left? I think I got through all of the VOD reviews today. Okay. I'm gonna just... Bro, what is this game? Alright, we watched a little bit of Emma. Let's watch what's going on green team. Angela up to. Okay. Angela kind of knows what she's doing. Lord Angela. Was this the gold recolor? Oh, Lord, please. Goes back in immediately with her team. Feels like we kind of know what Angela does. So we're probably out of silver, maybe? This is the gold recolor. Oh, my Lanta. Bro, this Punisher is insane. Why is he always in the places that I'm not expecting him to be? What?
You stopped them in their tracks.
Eh? Almost getting kills. Why do we pull out shotgun here? What is this? Okay. Doesn't know how far shotguns go.
Namor's got some extra help.
Okay.
Lucky us.
This feels like maybe Platt. It's like somebody who watched a video on Shotgun Punisher but doesn't really quite understand. Okay. Oh, we actually know enough to dodge a BP. That's pretty good. This is 100% a Rival's TikTok addict. Oh, that makes sense. See, okay. So what's our BP doing? Maybe the Spidey. Is Spidey jumping off the map still? Controller Spidey. Oh, that's a new one. Of all the characters to play controller on. What's the game plan here? How are you gonna... Oh, okay. Bro, they just all jumped on that Luna. Oh, this poor silver Luna. She has no idea what's going on. Does she have Snowflake on anybody? Nope. Okay, no Snowflake. Gotta have a Snowflake on people, even if it's on yourself. Put it on somebody. It's an ability. You gotta use it. And then she just gets solo ulted by an Angela. And then jumps by like 4 people. Alright. What's our White Fox up to? Charming our teammate who's full health. Not a good start. Oh, that's a... What are we ulting? Is anybody even alive?
Judge, jury,
What are we ulting? You're shooting a squid. There's nothing here to ult. What? Okay. Hey, we have a Namor. Okay. This poor Emma. This poor Emma. She's trying so hard, and nobody on her team knows what the buttons do. So, what do you do in this scenario? Honestly, I don't... This is pretty... Oh, God! Okay. So, you can always listen. Emma actually does pretty well against Angela. So, you want to assume that you're a target. You want to stay away from pits. And then you want to be looking around. Angelas usually tend to, like, float up here somewhere. So look around, keep an eye on it. Once you find them, it's like eat immediate diamond form. You can also use your sound really well, because the second Angela uses her shift, she gets really loud. She sounds like an aircraft carrier, or like Iron Man when he's flying around, right? You hear that? Whoosh. Insta diamond form. And that could save you. Unfortunate. Something else you can do is if you get taken out, if you have crazy reactions, right here, you can actually diamond form, look up, and grab them. And then you bring them down into the pit. It's really difficult, but it's happened. So... Oh. Yeah, just diving on a Bucky and a BP. That seems like a great idea. Hang on. Why didn't he throw squid? Oh, time for Bucky to go on a rampage. I don't... What's that invisible? What? Oh, Emma ult. Come on. We didn't have anybody in mind when we were Emma ulting. You gotta see people. Okay, we're making... No, don't use diamond form. Your diamond form is your survival tool, your escape ability. Now we've already used it. Now we don't have it. And now they have an ult. They would be sick to actually go diamond form here, grab, and then try to kick them into the pit. That'd be a crazy play. My goodness. Or a shotgun Punisher. Scary. Yo, they actually changed the portal? Somebody changed to Strange to actually try to portal. What rank is this? This Angela is probably either on an alt or like something. They're not playing amazing. They're just playing like decent enough, and your team is honestly terrible. Like there's no reason for... Oh no. Oh, they're so bad. What is your Penny doing? All right, this has to be like bronze, right? Why is a Penny doing this? Any Penny worth their salt is gonna put the nest here or back here. Like this is just completely undefensible. Like they can walk out this door and just shoot it. They can walk out this door and just shoot it. Like this is terrible. This is so bad. It didn't even cover the... It didn't even cover the front. They didn't even cover the front. The Punisher literally just walks right out and doesn't care. Bro, this is... Oh, that's so awful. Oh, and then she gets hooked!
Things keep getting better, but it's still the person behind them that matters most.
Oh, and he does the full combo.
Soldiers, I won't let it
The fact that she makes it out of there is terrible, but then that forces your supports to play super close. Bro, that's so terrible. This game was over before you even had a chance. Also, just for the record, you don't ever want to stand down here as a tank. You want to stand here. You want to use this cover, or like this one if you're really aggressive. Like here is a good spot for Emma. Sometimes you can stand out here if you're a little more confident, but like right here is fine. And then you retreat back to this corner and then back to this corner. That's where you want to play. Down here, you're gonna separate yourself from your team. Yikes. Yikes. Just terrible. What's your Daredevil doing this whole time? Let's see. Okay.
I survived Hell's Kitchen. This is nothing.
Getting ready to go in, and 3 people on your team are dead. Actually, just gets out. That's incredible. Maybe this is plat. I don't want to say it's plat. God, that's terrible. Please tell me not. Okay, never mind. Bro, get a health pack, please. Thank you. There goes Spidey. What's Spidey up to?
feeling good. Watch out there.
The Angela's probably like diamond. Okay, that Spidey's terrible.
Be strong together.
Luna's on 120 ping. Oh no, you guys gave up and are in spawn. No. Bro, this was... this was an awful game. I'm terrified to even guess. I'm terrified. Twitch chat, get your predictions. Okay, so just based off the penny nest being where it was, it can't be higher than gold. Like, the Angela has the skin, so maybe the Angela was in like plat or low diamond last season, and now they just came back at the end. They're doing like placements or something. The penny terrible, the Spidey terrible. Both of your supports were dog water. The Daredevil at least had the wherewithal to like not go in when his whole team was dead. The Bucky on the other team actually did pretty well. He knew his combos. You usually don't see that below diamond of like Buckies who get the hook, turn 180 degrees, and then push a tank into their team. So that brings it up a little bit. The Punisher did some things that were decent, and then other things that were just terrible. He ulted like nothing over and over. We didn't even watch it, Jeff, but I'm terrified. I don't know, man. I'm gonna, I guess gold? I'm gonna say silver. I'm gonna say silver. Say silver. Here we go. All right. Survey says, I'm scared. I'm scared. No. No, this is not a diamond plat game. This is not a diamond plat game. No way. No way. No way. No way. This is a diamond game? This was a diamond game? This was a diamond? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 diamonds on the right team. How many diamonds are on the left team? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was a diamond game. This was a diamond. There was a former Celestial in the lobby. They have a blue badge. You're telling me a diamond penny puts their nest here? This is a diamond? Bro, what? I look like the Spidey was Celeste at one point. Player 8. You're kidding. You're kidding. Oh my. Oh! Oh. Oh. At least they have a negative win rate. Or a positive win rate. Good lord. Yeah, that's a really bad negative win rate. Bro. That blue badge is season 1 to 1.5 GM. I have it too. Good lord. Rank inflation is fun. They change all the time. So if we just look at mine, I have that one's blue. The GM one's here. GM. Celestial 3.5. This one was red. I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna get another Celestial one this season. Yay. Okay. Bro, that was terrible. Does anybody have a name? Holy shit. Oh. What episode is that? Episode 116 of Guess the Rank. Rating my friend's gameplay on a 1 to 10, like a 4. Plat is wild. Celeste badge was blue, so that was Celeste. Good lord. If your friend wants a VOD review anytime, I will help them as much as they want. Ay, ay, ay. Oh. Personally, I don't count peaks gotten in season 2.5 and below, but that's just me. My peak was 2.5. I guess at 3.5, I got to like Celestial 2. Then I got to Celestial again this season. I need to get higher. I just don't have time to play. I don't have time to actually play. That's okay. I coach now. I am coach. All right. Let me see if I have time. May or may not. I do not. So I am out of time for today. But I think that's all of them, right? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I got season 3, Celestial 3 again this season. For only I'm gonna back in 2.5 in here. Oh, interesting. All right, let's double check everything. But we're done with Guess the Rank. I think Jake wants to submit one more. We look at VOD reviews. I think that's all of those. We got through 4 of those today. Tomorrow we can do one more. Am I the problem? I think that's it. Goodness. So yeah, tomorrow we'll do one more Guess the Rank, one more Am I the Problem, and then maybe we'll just play or something unless somebody else submits another VOD review, which they might. And then we'll get ready for Season 8 and Devil Dino. So yeah, thank you guys so much for sticking by. Thanks for hanging out. Always dropping by. Fun conversations at the beginning of stream as always. Take care. God bless.